Sure.
Is everyone there?
It's just the three of us today. A bunch of us had to miss. A bunch of us are gonna get captured by bad guys. Because that's what happens when you don't show up. I get to capture you.
Well, we'll be able to do a lot of survivaling, I guess, in that case.
Yeah.
Trying to stay alive.
Trying to stay alive, just like everybody else. Where's that story music? Here it is. It's right here.
Thank God that always transforming gives me temporary hit points.
Yeah, fair enough. What's going on, guys? It's that time again. Doomsday Dawn is upon us. We're kicking off book 2 today. Today starts in Pale Mountain's shadow. As always, Robin, thank you so much for your patronage. Literally everybody else who's missing today, as you guys can see, we're a 3-piece today, is a patron. So Josh is there. Anthony. Oh, I have a Justin and a Jason. Justin, that was it. Interplanetary Samurai. Thank you so much for your support, my friend. You guys make the world and this channel both go around. And I guess we're just going to dive right in. Everybody is level 4 for this part of the playtest. Everybody is... Oh, where are we? We're in Katapesh for this one. And this takes place kind of like right alongside the events of... what's that AP? Legacy of Fire. That's the one. One I haven't played before. The year presently is 4709. You guys are... I won't call you friends, because I don't know anyone's alignment. I don't know what you guys are trying to do with each other. But you've worked together from level 1 to level 4. And you guys have been... Oh, where does it start? The players have... Blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to, like... I don't want to just start reading, like, this is the secret stuff that you don't know. You guys have been summoned to a meeting in the town of Kelmarain in the nation of Katapesh, which is... It's in Garund. It's, think, like, Africa, basically, is where you guys are. Years and years and years ago, it had been overrun by bandits, gnolls, and slavers, and a bunch of other real bad things. But recently, the town had been reclaimed by adventurers, and present day, it's well on its way to like seizing its original mantle as a really prosperous trading post. Before we go any farther, I'm gonna start at the top with Robin, and we're just gonna bounce down the line. If you guys could tell everybody at home your ABCs. And what you're building, how you're doing it, things like that. Love to hear all about it. Robin, take it away, my friend.
Well, I will be playing as Tugar, who is a half-orc druid. His background is that he's a hermit, pretty much the one of those stories which are kind of not that child-friendly, with orcs falling in, plundering, raping, and whatever, and pretty much Togar is the result of that, so he's half human, half orc. And because of the way that he was conceived, he was kind of like banished from the village when he was growing up, because people pretty much, they kind of hated him since he looked pretty orcish. And people still remembered what the marauding orcs did. So pretty early in his life, he went out into the wild to fend for himself, where he met a druid who watched over him and taught him the ways of the druid and to bring nature, to balance to nature, watch over the animals and plants, all that stuff. So now he's a druid himself, watches over nature, just like nature has watched over him when he grew up.
Nice. I can definitely dig it. And we are Order of the Wild, is that correct on this one?
Yes.
Nice.
I'm mostly about shifting into beasts.
Which seems really good, like we were talking about before this, the ability to do that based off your strength. That's real super sweet. One question I did have though before I bounce to one of us has fallen out of the chat. No, okay, well we didn't need the barbarian anyway. We'll be fine. We can do it with 2. We'll be great. But one question I did want to ask, yes. Robin, you're the first half breed in Doomsday Dawn, and I'm playing a half elf over at IOPC, and it kind of still, to me, it kind of feels like a feat tax. to be playing a half-breed? How do you feel about it? How do you feel about...
Yeah, I
Good.
have to agree about that. It's kind of strange how you... I guess it's not quite, because you do get something right away once you pick your ancestry. Like, I think I got the intimidating gaze from the orc side right away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I was right away trained in intimidation because of my because of my orc side of my heritage.
Fair enough.
So, but it does kind of feel like it because you're not able to pick your own ancestor feat right away, like you would be if you played a different race that's not half orc or half elf.
That's
I guess I kind of would prefer it if they were like actual races and not like ancestry feats of the humans. Especially because I feel like that you should be able to have other half creatures aside from half something, half human.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe you would like to be half dwarf, half orc or something, and
Makes
you're
sense.
like a small, sturdy orc, half orc.
I feel like in 5th edition, I feel like a tiefling orc is called something else, and an Aasimar elf is some other kind of thing. I don't know. I don't 5e that much, so I don't know any of it at all, but I agree. I think it should be, if we're going to have it, it should be everybody can mix and match forever. But anywho, at my 3 o'clock, I see, you've made it. There was a ninja pop-up down there for a little while. It worried me. I was afraid there was going to be a surprise round. At my 3 o'clock, Mr. Dragonclaw, what do you got for us? What you playing today?
All right, I'm playing Chewie the Goblin. He is a wizard. And for my background, I chose Entertainer and said I could be like a street magician, so that's how he started. And somehow he wound up with these guys, and I focused him around, building him around cantrips.
Nice. That's cool. I was very surprised when I saw how much damage Ray of Frost was doing as a
That
cantrip.
was one of my reasons why.
Yeah, right. And it's so cool. Just 1d8 plus stuff.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I'm really happy that they buffed cantrips because you felt so bad when you were spellcast and you were like, okay, let me just Ray of Frost for 1d3 damage.
Let me get my d4, scribble off before it's not there.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Alrighty, so then at my 5 o'clock, Mr. Naruto, Sam, what you playing? What you got for us today?
I'm playing Kovacs, the Dwarf Barbarian. He's a Primal Totem Barbarian.
Ooh. That's the one. Isn't that the one that does
Nice.
werewolf stuff? Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, except he is a bear barbarian.
He's a what? I'm sorry.
He's a bear barbarian.
He's a barbarian. Ha! Okay, cool. I can dig it.
Shoot.
You guys mesh so well together.
Yes,
it's
because
the best.
my main transformation will be the bear too.
Yes, I love it.
Because that's like one of the coolest forms to pretty much take. It's like a really well-rounded combat form to go to bear form.
Nice.
So you're a bear barbarian and a bear druid.
And a goblin whose name is Chewie, like Chewbacca, which is a bear. That's the closest we have. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We have it. The party of bears. Everyone is bears. We've done it. It's the Sir Barrington Squad. That's what it is. Y'all ever seen that meme? Yeah, that guy has.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of sad that the others are missing, but damn, the people who are here fit together really well.
Considering it's just kind of a pickup group again, yeah, that's super good. We're missing, what are we missing today? We're missing a bard, a cleric of Sarenrae, which probably has nothing to do with bears. Cleric of Baronrae. Oh, yes.
Well,
and a rogue, I think? Yeah, an elf rogue is the one we're missing for.
also, in our last party, I was playing Barry.
So many bears.
Nice.
All right, enough of this tomfoolery. Let's hit it.
Yeah, it's really unbearable.
Oh, shut up! You lose your hero point. Puns are bad. And on the subject of that, this is a playtest, and there are parts of the playtest that I specifically I saw when I was prepping. I decided to just not read. because I wanted to see how quickly I could pick up the different modes of play as a GM who has no idea what's going on, that kind of thing. But for now, I'm just going to turn you guys loose. You guys are in the town of Kelmarain. It's, give me a perception check, if you guys would. Let's start it out with fun. Natural ones. The encounters appear in the town. Haha.
Perception. That's the first time that I'm rolling there. Okay.
We got a...
I got a 10.
A 10.
And I figured out how to roll.
You did it! I'm proud of you. Alrighty. Alright, those are all pretty respectable. There's no critical failures. That 10 is, like, you don't get suddenly ambushed. That happens. So, a lot of this town presently is a ruin. You guys see, as you move through Kelmarain, numerous work crews working to rebuild basically the entire place. Several, like, canvas roofs on top of smaller buildings indicate this is probably, like, the work camps where people are staying, that kind of thing. And in the distance, like way, way far back, there's a really ancient church. And that's where you're going to meet with a representative of the Esoteric Order of the Palatine Eye, which you guys will remember from the end of Search for the Star. The poor lady who lost her Deslin heirloom ended up being a part of, and the PCs from the first part of the AP have now been wrangled into. You guys have been offered 45 gold, along with the promise of even greater treasure, if you guys are willing to help out the Esoteric Order. And remember, this game is set on a silver standard, so gold is, like, that's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the floor is your guys's. If you'd like to explore the town, if you'd like to abandon the quest and have me just improvise encounters for 3 hours.
Sounds like a plan. Well,
we could house divided it and just make jokes and have a bunch of fun for 3 hours. We didn't do it.
Well, looking around, it looks like nature's starting to reclaim this place.
That's an accurate
I see
assessment.
vines and grass and moss everywhere.
Yeah, you definitely do.
This place is not as green as the forest that I call home, but nature survived here anyway.
It does. Katapesh is pretty, I won't necessarily call it barren, but it's not the most fertile place in Garoon either. You guys are, like, in, like, the savannah, like the African savannah, like that level. There's a lot of desert. There's the richer towns certainly are built around, like, oases and things, but as you guys make your way through Kelmarain, the wind picks up and several, like dust and sand from the desert blows in. Anybody else? Sam? Chewy? Let the goblin win. If you guys have anything else you want to do. We can always, I can push it straight to the church if that's what you guys want.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything to do in town besides go to the church.
Yeah, that's fair. I definitely have the 2 nature characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, my Tugar is more of the hermit type. It's already kind of unusual that he spends so much time with, like, a semi-large group.
That's fair.
So,
yeah.
like, he used to be either completely alone or just him and his teacher. He's not that used to being around that many people anymore, except every now and then when he had to drive off some people who were harming nature, trying to upset the balance.
Yeah, that's the struggle of all the characters I ever play, because I almost always play nature-based characters. So we're in the town. Okay, I will do things. Okay, so we can push to the church then if you guys have.
Yeah,
Wizard's got nothing. Okay, so you guys, you head to the church, and outside the door, the church itself, like, it's obviously not actively in use as a place where people worship. It's just the biggest building in Kelmarain that's not in ruins. Outside it, there's a man just kind of, like, resting on his spear, and he sees you approach, and he lowers and just, "Halt! State your business!" He says in an accent that just, like, absolutely does not fit with this part of the world at all.
What's the name of the person we're here to see?
Her name is, oh, where is it? Lady Commissora Vord. She works with the Esoteric Order of the Palatine Eye, and one of you guys would have a letter that you guys had been sent, like summoning you guys here. She'd heard of basically what you did from level 1 to 4, and it's drawn her attention to you guys.
If anybody here is going to receive a letter, it's definitely going to be the wizard.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the only guy who can read.
I might not even be able to read that thing. Sorry. I spent pretty much all my time out in the forest, so reading wasn't really one of my top priorities.
Fair.
It's okay. We are here to see. We have a letter here. We have been summoned. As I saw in the letter.
Alrighty, he takes the letter from you and he squints at it real hard. Like he doesn't quite necessarily believe it. He leans his spear against the wall, which means he must believe it a little because he's not like trying to stab you to death. Turns it over a little bit. And then he steps aside and he gestures towards a descending stairwell in the center of the room. He... You enter the distinguished presence of Lady Commissora Vord, First Throne of the Esoteric Order of the Palatine Eye. My lady, your mercenaries have arrived. And you can see her kind of like coming up the stairs. Just, Commodus, I might remind you, she says in an accent that also, like, it doesn't match with his or the region at all. We are meant to be a secret society. Perhaps next time you might refrain from speaking our name in front of every common laborer. Send my new arrivals in, and can anybody who's trained in society make a society check for me?
What society?
Precisely the druid. Huh? I'm looking probably at Chewie on this one.
Yeah. Okay, I'll make a society check. Let's see here, that's 20 plus.
Sometime between here and the third game, I'll set up this channel so it has the playtest character sheets for you guys, by the way.
There we go.
18. Okay, so Commissora is clearly Ustalavic. She's from... I don't necessarily know where you guys are from, but she is super far from here. In real-world terms, again, you guys are in, like, the savannah of Africa, whereas she's from, like, Eastern Europe. She is probably... Well, if our druid's from a forest, he's probably from pretty far away as well. She's definitely come a long way to be here. You guys are brought in, and she brings a stool up, and she sits herself down on it with a really, despite her surroundings, a really refined posture. She looks really stern, and she keeps her black hair, which is becoming, like, streaked with gray strands to indicate her age, pulled back into this long braid. Despite the fact that, like, it's pretty hot out, she wears an embroidered black gown with an expensive lantern resting, like, right next to her that illuminates the room, and a door that once upon a time appears to have been barred. There's a metal plate in the center of the door, which is covered with etched lines in strange patterns. Does anyone understand ancient Assyriani?
I think that's the only language that our party doesn't have.
Gotcha. Okay, you guys might maybe recognize the hieroglyphics, but mostly it's just pictography to you guys.
I think I do have access to comprehend languages, but, well, I don't think we will be in need to use it here. Maybe if you're stuck in some ruins.
That's fair, yeah.
See stuff, but as long as we have people here who probably can translate for us, that seems like overkill.
So, Josh, Anthony. Oh, man, I'm so bad with names. I feel really bad because this is one of my newest patrons, and I know him as either Hate-Proof Mufasa or Interplanetary Samurai. Justin is his name. I am the worst ever. Pay attention, boys. We need some ancient Assyriani when you show up next week. Anywho, Kamisora is in the process of copying these runes into a journal, which is emblazoned with a golden scarab beetle with the one eye just slap on its back. As you guys come in full, she sets the journal down and stands up to meet you. The Order appreciates your presence here today. I think I switched my voice. I'm turning into Kane. I trust the figure in my summons was sufficient to secure your services. I have been studying with great interest a report from one of our agents, a Magnamaran named Callery Deverin, regarding an object of interest. We have reason to believe a treasure of particular import lies under Pale Mountain, in an ancient complex known as the Tomb of Tular Seft. I have been planning an attempt to retrieve it for some time, but I've received word that dangerous cultists called the Night Heralds seek this treasure as well, and have sent forces to retrieve it. Hence, I secured your services rather than waiting for agents of the Order to arrive. Fortunately, we have an advantage they do not. The majority of the Tomb of Tular Seft is a labyrinth that, while compact, is difficult to navigate and is rumored to be filled with traps and beasts. Kellery's research reveals a back entrance to the tomb hidden in the lower slopes of Pale Mountain. The entrance is said to appear as a blank stone with a scar across the mountain. With luck, you can reach the tomb and secure the treasure before the Night Heralds can even enter the complex. Commodus has prepared a map of the route. And as she says this, she kind of leans past you. She says, "Commodus, come, bring the map!" And the guard begins making his way, kind of just he's obviously a lot less smart than she is, and he kind of just trudges in. Looking back to you guys, the object I require is a large gemstone with a series of shifting hieroglyphics glowing within it. If you can read the hieroglyphics, you will note that they represent a number that appears to be counting down. Kellery's text refers to this gemstone as a countdown clock. But other than the rumors of it being hidden in Tular Seft's tomb, we know little about its specific location within. All other treasures you find in the tomb are yours to keep, though the Order may wish to purchase any items vital to our efforts at an especially fair price. Now, if you have any questions, of course, I am willing to answer.
You seem well prepared. That's good. The map will be most useful.
She nods.
Do you have any idea what that countdown is counting down towards?
Unfortunately, I do not.
How organized are the cultists? Do you know anything about that?
All we know is the heralds worship horrid things from beyond the stars, and they seek to bring these monsters to our world. The specifics of their mission are unknown to us, but I do know that they flee from the enlightened path and see only destruction in our future.
They try to bring something here that doesn't belong. That sounds like they are trying to disturb the natural balance.
She nods.
That makes me all the more happy to help.
Of course, one such as... I'm turning Francis. I do just the same thing Kane does. No matter what accent he does, he reverts to his Francis root. Forever and ever. Of course, as one of your order, I understand completely. As she says this, her eyes go over Kovacs as well, who I imagine... I don't like forcing flavor on players, so if I'm wrong, let me know. But I imagine, Kovacs' big old dwarf beard probably is, very unkempt and tangled, and lots of, branches and gross other things just stick out of it, and his hair is real, all over the place.
Yeah, there's a couple of, claws and other, little mementos that are tied in his beard.
Oh, I love it. That's amazing.
Yeah, Tugar certainly has also bones and stuff like that in his hair, which is pretty much braided with a lot of bones. It's pretty much rattling whenever his head turns.
Man, can we just have an encounter right now? I really want to see these guys tear stuff up. I am super jealous of you guys getting to play all these characters all over the place. Anywho, Kamisaurus stops breaking the fourth wall and continues to wait for any further questions you guys might have.
Out of game, I'm done with questions. I can't think of any more.
Sure.
Yeah, also just as a short information, Truga is wearing the pelt of a great beast. In other terms, he's wearing +1 magic height armor.
Fair enough. Kovacs, you got anything?
He's wearing a...
I mean questions.
Oh. Oh no! I thought we were comparing beast pelts for a second. I was gonna say,
I mean, we can.
I got a cool one too.
Everybody's got cool pelts. All right. So as you guys finish asking your questions, Commodus withdraws a bunch of items. They include a carefully drawn map which shows the direction to the back entrance of the tomb, and several other fun things as well.
Wayfinder?
First, not quite, actually, much better. First, we have an... I guess this is all going to Chewie. But
Hello, I did buy a backpack.
Good. You're going to need it for your ivory scroll tube, which contains a scroll of fly. And it's a +1 magic weapon, but literally no one's going to use it. Because I'm pretty sure it's anathema for our barbarian. Like, he can't use manufactured weapons. Isn't that right?
I believe so. Okay,
and the druid's shifting, so that doesn't help. Chewie.
I do have hand wraps.
Oh God, I don't. Maybe we have to do the amulet of mighty fists.
Well, my anathema is wielding weapons. Oh, yeah, just wielding weapons.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So we can't do that one. Oh God. I guess I could give you guys something that one of the other players might need. Here's a +1 scimitar. Why do you have it? I'm looking.
We can keep it around for when.
I can use scimitars as one of the few things I'm actually allowed to use.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a +1 scimitar. I think the rogue might be able to use that at some. No, the rogue's not. The rogue isn't proficient. Neither is the bard. The cleric of Serenray will be super happy with the magic scimitar. There we go. We did it.
Yeah, it sounds good. So I can hold on to it until we find that cleric. Sounds good. Because I will probably be shifting most of the time.
Yeah,
since
that's fair.
What I'm about.
Yeah. You guys, excuse me. You guys also see that 3 camels have been brought out, arranged for you guys to use as mounts for your journey. Because you guys can look at that map, and it looks like you're going to be traveling quite a ways.
Drought animals. They've evolved well to adapt to this climate.
And they have 2 camels are sweet. Wonder what CR a camel is. Do I have stats? I have stats for a cat, but I have stats.
It's incredibly impressive if you actually look up how long they can endure without having water, because they can store water in their humps.
Mm-hmm.
Really impressive.
In Pathfinder, they can last up to a week in severe heat without drinking water, or up to 6 months without drinking water at cooler temperatures. Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, 3 camels have been arranged for you guys. I don't know if the druid necessarily has like a better travel form. I have no idea. I haven't looked at the primal druids yet, but
I do have summon steed, but
don't need it now. You got one.
Yeah, it's always not that great of a spell if the rest of the party doesn't have mounts. It's like, oh yeah, I can summon a mount for me. Let me just leave while everyone else is walking.
Yeah, I think we're going to need 3 more at some point in about a week-ish.
It's a status symbol. You have to show the rest of the party who's the alpha.
Yeah. I guess what I'll say is somehow magically all 3 of these camels have 2 humps. In such a way that they can carry a second dude. Anyway, if you have nothing further, as you go to leave, Commodus speaks a short phrase of farewell in, you assume it's ancient Assyriani. No one speaks it, so no one understands it. He bows, closes his eyes for a little bit, and now we are going to do some crazy stuff. Because this is the first time in the playtest, and I haven't looked it up. This is the thing I hadn't looked up, because I wanted to see personally, because this is a playtest, as a game master, how quickly I could pick up how exploration mode works.
All right.
I'll say it's really, really relevant that we have a druid, because there's going to be a lot of survival checks.
Quick questions. How hot is it? Does it seem like necessary saying that I prepare several endure elements?
You might need it. It's definitely relevant. It's not cold.
All right. In that case, I will prepare a couple endure elements and create water.
Sure. Alrighty. So you guys can look at that map, and I don't have like a handout for it because there's a lot of travel at first before you get to like handout time. you guys have roughly like 80 miles of ground to cover. It's going to cross mostly flat terrain, low hills, old roads, things like that. Before you guys get to there's no picture of this map. This map is
okay.
This is just from Kelmoraine to the base of Pale Mountain, which is where like the adventure starts. But because you guys are on a clock, because you guys are like racing the Night Heralds there. The 80 days of travel and the camels and stuff that you have, and again, it's super relevant. We have a druid because survival checks are going to be a thing for you guys to travel around.
I got that I focused on nature and survival because I thought like, oh yeah, that's like most flavorful
and most relevant. So if you guys are ready to set out, it's 80 miles worth of travel. I'm gonna pop open my core rulebook. We'll see how far it takes me to figure this out. If your speed, it's based on speed, then it counts speed per minute, and also that's super relevant too. Like if you're a race with a speed of 30 feet, you actually have a speed of 60 and 1 attack. Which that's nuts. Everything is fast. It's tracking off your base speed though. A camel's base speed is what? I'm trying to read this thing. 35 feet. Okay. Crack open my rule book. I see that 35 feet means they're traveling 28 miles in a day. You guys need to travel 80 miles. So I'm not ashamed to say I just opened a calculator.
I think one of my feats will be super useful, while the other one will probably be less useful because of the situation. Like one feat is a forager, so I can collect food really easily, and the other one is natural medicine, which probably doesn't work so well because there's not much growing here.
Yeah, no, there's definitely places where like there are oases, life exists in Katapesh. It's just not like super fertile. Anyway. I'm assuming this is going to be Tugar. Of course, any of you are welcome to roll it, but I am going to need 3 survival checks. Well, let me get them one at a time, because for like each day. Okay, sure.
I've got a pretty good survival check for.
So, are you on for the whole group?
Yeah, he's
okay.
Somebody is leading the party as you guys travel, but like Chewy, you can try it too if you want. There's nothing stopping you.
Sure.
I'll do one of them, but then Tugar should probably do most of them, because I assume you have a really high wisdom.
No, you would assume that one wrong. He's a shifter. He is based on strength. That's so weird.
Wisdom is actually my 3rd highest stat only. Strength is highest, then comes Constitution, and last is Wisdom, because your caster attribute is not that important anymore if you're not using spells directly on your opponents, because your spell slots are no longer based around your main attribute for spellcasting.
That's so
What's
weird.
your survival bonus?
It's +7.
Oh, okay. Still better than mine. I'll just do my survival though.
Sure.
9.
Oh, that's a critical fail. That's almost a critical failure. You literally... that was really close. Okay, so it is a failure though. You guys, day 1, it's Kovacs leading the front with his camels, and he gets... he's a werebear. Okay, and it's hot.
Kovacs is not used to the desert.
And he gets real tired pretty early in the day. He kind of like nods off in his camel. He almost falls out of the saddle a couple times.
You might have problems because in deserts there's often no landmarks that you can focus on, so it's easy to walk in circles.
That's definitely a thing. And you Tugar, you can definitely tell if this guy's leading. You're going to travel not nearly as far today as you would like to. If you want to jump in and also roll, I won't stop you.
All right, let's give it. Yep.
Tugar moves to the head of the column. He kind of, as he does so, he kind of just like pats Kovacs on the shoulder. Wow, and wakes up, and Tugar just barely squeaks in there, and you guys do move the amount of travel. On a success, what happens? On a success, the travel time is unaffected, which is great because you were about to add a bunch of miles to your journey that you didn't want. Alrighty, so you guys are able to move through. There are no random encounters in Pale Mountain Shadow. Our encounters are focused somewhere else. So you guys are not attacked. The Endure Element spells definitely help. It's not comfortable sitting in the saddle all day under the Katapeshi heat. And 28 miles are cut off your journey, and 1 day passes. and I need to track that. Got it. Okay, so day 2. Would it like to be Tugar again, or should it be Kovacs making the survival check for day 2?
I will, like the day before, let him do it first. And how well he does, so as to not hurt his pride.
That's fair. That's fair. Alrighty.
Kovacs, his ego is hurt, so this time he's gonna try extra hard.
Kovacs sounds just like me. He's All right.
Is that a success?
And on the like, you can definitely see Kovacs getting a little hot under the collar in the saddle. It's just, no, it's this way. I don't know why I have to be Scottish, but I'm a dwarf, so I guess I am. Just like, it has to be this way.
No, it's this way.
And you guys do get turned around a little, yeah.
Let's see if Tugar will be doing better, or if the dice are not with me. Oh, yes.
Boom. That's almost a critical success. And again, is Tugar just, like, did you take Hatred, Kovacs? Is that one of your ancestry feats?
No, I didn't.
Okay, fair enough, because I'll be like, you're getting showed up by that thing you hate. This half-orc just moves again to the front of the column, pats you on the shoulder, and you guys hack off another 28 miles of the journey. I feel like there should be more going on.
Even though he's an orc, he's also a bear guy, so it balances out.
Yeah, he's a bear guy. Okay, 2 days have passed. Day 3, let's get that next one. This just kind of feels like a skill challenge to me. I feel like there should have been more going on here.
Yeah.
Well, we will do it like the other 2 days.
I'm doing it till I succeed. Does that succeed?
It does not. That's a 14. You still just can't get there.
I feel like you're always really close. I bet it's like DC 15.
He's close. He's not that far off, but it's more of the same frustrated Kovacs, and like even the camels start being like, "Really, dude? Nah."
Well, let's see if I can succeed 3 times in a row.
It's the camel's fault, I swear.
Oh, beautiful!
And of course you can. And it's just more of the same. The camel has grown to appreciate Tugar a little more, and when he shows up, the camel looks like visibly relieved. It relaxes a little. Kovacs can feel this. Can feel like the muscles of the camel tense down a little, and you guys are definitely able to, around like the end of the 3rd day. So unless you guys want to travel at night and not rest, 3 days will pass. You do reach the base of Pale Mountain, which is Shka over here. Now, one of these is set to play, what is it playing? I don't remember. I think it's the safety dance. Yeah. Because a lot of times I'll leave weird lobby music on. So if it starts playing the safety dance, y'all know why. So let me, it's got to be Tugar. Tugar's got to be the one that represents us on the board. This is just kind of a big overland map that you see here. Let me get it set up where Obs can see it too.
Like
that's good enough.
A bit of an oasis, or at least some mountain river ends. I think we should probably first stock up on our fresh water.
That's fair. So how did you guys feel about that? Like that definitely just felt like skill challenges for me, and it didn't necessarily like feel like exploration mode.
Were you also rolling encounters?
I could have been, but there's definitely something like in the AP that says like there are no encounters here. This is just essentially just like a survival skill check where you guys could have like it would have taken you extra time, and had you refused the camels, you'd be slower, etc., etc.
Yeah, I think that they could have offered other things like maybe some animal handling checks or something to give people a bit more leeway with like other checks to kind of like replace the survival check maybe.
Yeah.
Like there's a snake in a road.
I will say you guys got here 2 days earlier than the AP thinks it should take 5 days, but it's the druid and the barbarian who rolled bad. Those really good choices for this part.
Also, I rolled really well. Like
I got rid of the bad
19 and just 13. That's all above average.
Yeah, the DC was 18, so like you weren't doing that bad. Anywho, let's see here. Okay, so here we go.
So the first one I barely passed with the 19.
Yeah, you definitely just squeaked in there. And he almost crit failed with a 9, which would have been real bad. Anywho, the looming presence of Pale Mountain rises to the northeast. Its slopes rugged and foreboding. The overgrown tracks of an old road wind through the foothills, but no visible trail leads up into the tangles and scrubs and brambles between here and the dormant volcano's slopes. This is where, like, the road ends, basically, that you've been following, that old dusty trail into just, like, really, really, really thick brambles about the size of, like 2 of your fingers together and about as long. If these things stick you, it's gonna hurt, you're gonna bleed. It's not gonna be fun. The camels can, like, they can kind of pick through it a little bit. Of course, like, if you ride them into, like, thick patches of brambles, A, they're upset, and B, they're taking damage. But it's definitely a lot of difficult terrain that you guys have to cut through. And it's open initiative on an overland map. That's, yeah, definitely feisty. How would you boys like to proceed? We're like, I guess it's still exploration mode is like what it feels like, but it's not necessarily just skill challenges forever now.
What I will be really interested in, but which you probably can't answer because it would spoil us, is now that we are actually faster than expected, if that actually has like an influence on what we encounter. If like we are actually ahead of people that way.
You can make a perception check.
Colt has less time.
Oh, perception check. Why not? Let's do a perception check. Maybe we can spot some tracks.
Yep, you could.
Or not.
On 8. It's not a critical failure, nothing bad happens, but you get that feeling that, like, you're probably out in front of these guys. You made real good time. You know you did. Kovacs, on the other hand, maybe not so much. But you got out there pretty early, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Can I make a perception?
Yeah, knock yourself out. Chewie, you can as well.
Right.
BAM!
Nice.
See better than you can drive a camel.
Alright, Chewie, give us that natural 1. We need to balance the scales.
Oh, my.
You think you've got about this many days, then Chewie shoots you in the face with a ray of frost, and okay, never mind, he's fine. Okay, so in a kind of like a burst of not necessarily, yeah, druidic knowledge, you're a primal caster, basically. Do you want information that's more relevant right now, or do you want information that's more relevant to the long term?
Let's go. Kovacs is a very right now guy, so let's go with right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the answer that I expected.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Okay, so you start to ponder like these cultists and the things they want to bring into the world, and et cetera, and how it could affect things. And then it dawns on you. You kind of like a little bit, kind of like the unwashed barbarian that you are, Mr. Primal Man, and you get the scent of fresh meat, and you look off the side of your camel, and poking out of the underbrush and kind of stuck on the underbrush too is a dead gazelle that's been tore apart by animals. And it dawns on Kovacs that these, like, the underbrush where it's not so thorny that it would hurt is probably just wonderful hunting grounds for the various carnivores that live in Katapesh, lions and hyenas and even like outright gnolls that definitely populate the region.
I will certainly summon hyenas when I use summon nature's ally, just for flavor.
That actually makes sense because I took the acute scent barbarian feat.
Good, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Aha.
Anyway, yeah. So then I guess I relay that to the rest of the group. I say, watch out for the undergrowth. There are gnolls and hyenas. And then I point out the gazelle body.
And now you guys can all smell rotting flesh as well.
I hold my nose.
Fair. I won't necessarily ask for a fort save, but the holding of the nose is noted.
It's rotten flesh. It's perfectly natural.
I love the scent of raw meat and rotting flesh.
So it's pretty late in the day right now. You guys think that, like, you can definitely push through this stuff if you want to. But, well, actually, do goblins have dark vision? Do goblins have dark vision?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there's no reason you couldn't just push through. Except that you will get tired, of course, because you'll be running through the night.
It's fun because half-orcs have low light vision, as standard, and I took one ancestry feat, which upgrades low light vision to dark vision.
And of course, dwarves have it as well. So yeah, you guys will not be disadvantaged.
No torches.
With the dark vision party.
Yes,
Nice.
We did it. That's great. Okay, cool.
It feels like playing D&D 5e where like every race but human has dark vision.
Yeah.
And half elves are just the best. That's all I really know about 5e is half elves are real good.
Yeah.
So that's all I've ever played in 5e was 2 half elves. But anywho, how shall we proceed, gentlemen?
Also really good because of that feat that they get, and feats are pretty strong in 5e because they kind of like got nerfed overall how many feats you get.
Yeah.
It's like take a feat or a stat boost. So they had to increase the strength of feats by a lot.
Really
Some
did.
feats even give stat boosts, which makes human interesting because you can actually like reach pretty much like a 20 in a score as a human because of that.
Nice. Okay, so first question is, do you guys want to camp for the night, or do you want to push on through?
That's a good question. Well, we on one hand we feel under time pressure in general, but on the other hand we just got through the desert without much problem, so we have a bit time advantage. So
That's true.
it's okay for us to spend a little bit of time here and rest.
That is fair. You
I
could
agree
do
with that.
Okay.
I think resting might not be a good idea, since today I already spent my spells on endure elements to make our travels easier.
That's
But
fair.
it seems that from now on that won't be necessary anymore.
It does feel a little cooler out. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys rest for the night. Nothing happens. The night is pretty calm. You can hear the sounds of nature checks that the party rolls to determine what you hear. D20s bounce everywhere.
My nature check is just as good as my survival check.
Nice.
You could say I'm an expert.
Ha 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 ha.
All right. Do we need to do anything about like pretty much like a rations or stuff like that, or
Nah,
do
we assume you
calculate
guys
those
have.
things?
We assume you guys have them.
I mean, I do have a feed for that, so we're pretty much covered anyway. So
That's fair. All right, let's see
I
those
have
nature
it.
checks.
I was just interested if the playtest actually asked people to provide stuff like that. It's like, oh yeah, you traveled for 3 days. Do you even have enough rations for this?
Nope, it does not. It looks like, I guess the only thing I might have like botched is I don't know the duration on endure elements, but I imagine it's about the same as it used to be back in the day. So like that's supposed to be a fatiguing action that slows you down, but you're casting it in the saddle. You're fine. No, you did fine. Did super good. Anyway, nature checks. Let's see them.
Yeah, endure elements has a duration of 1 day.
Oh yeah, we're great then. We're super good. Best ever. Just like mage armor now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nature checks if you want them, gentlemen.
Yeah, nature checks. It's just like survival checks.
True, yeah, pretty much. Does that 14 add anything, Chewy?
How do I put in a minus?
Minus 2.
Well,
So
do
it's
you-
a 12.
It's a
It's
minus
12.
1. Yeah.
Do you actually have a minus? Because it's you're untracked, so
yeah.
it's -2, but you're level 4, so it's +4, and then whatever attribute you might have.
Oh, sure. Well, that's not the case. I believe trained is D20 plus character level, and then expert is level +1, master is level +2, legendary is level +3. So I think he has 12. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's right.
You don't add your level if you're not at least trained.
Right. I think.
Yeah.
That's good. I think that's good because that would make it at least more important to actually be trained in something.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see what the DC might be on.
I
this.
accidentally rolled twice.
You did. All right, we'll take the 18 instead of the 6. That's much better. Okay, so
It's fine. I had a 24 anyway.
even Chewy, who, like, you guys aren't necessarily from this part of the world, but you know the sound of a hyena when you hear it, like, cackling in the night as it tears into its kill and begins, like, just a pack of them tearing through, you imagine, more gazelles and kinds of things. I'm gonna break out the percentage die real quick. Let's figure out another thing. Maybe
Perception.
I roll an odd 8. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
So you guys, nothing else. You definitely hear the sounds of hyenas pretty close to you guys. They don't approach the camp, but they're out there in the night hunting. And you assume that traveling through those like briars and things, you're gonna pass through their hunting grounds.
Yeah, it's all right. Hyenas hunt in two ways. Either they try to eat stuff that's already dead, or if they hunt, they just try to hunt something until it's exhausted and pretty much like dies from exhaustion. So we are not really their usual type of prey.
Yeah, they might like should one of the camels wander off, that might be bad. But you guys, or maybe even like Chewie because he's so small. But,
I mean,
no, not me.
Worst case, I will transform into something big and scare them off.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. Other than that, the night passes without incident. The morning dawns. 3 days have passed. What do, gentlemen?
One thing, the untrained proficiency is your level -2.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Level bonus. Okay, so even if you're untrained, you're still
really good at everything.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, not really good, but it's like the worst thing I have is a +2 because of that.
That's fair. All right, how are we gonna proceed with this one, you guys?
Well, it seems like we are hurrying towards our destination.
Alrighty, so you guys begin traveling into the briars. It's pretty slow going. Unless you guys want to try to do something about it, because the camels have to pick their way through all the briars and stuff. And even where it's not sharp enough to break flesh, it's very, very tangled up. You guys have to stop and dismount and, I guess, use that +1 scimitar to hack through some bushes.
I have claws, too, so...
You have claws just all the time?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Fair enough. Okay, and so then in that case, Kovacs just kind of tears the bushes apart. The man with the cantrips that are relevant just kind of like shoots a ray of frost at the brambles. They freeze and fall apart.
I can make things worse. I've entangled.
Oh, yes, you do. All right. Is there anything else you guys would like to do as you guys are making your way through the brambles and stuff?
I use Mage Hand to pat the barbarian on the back.
Got it. Noted.
I use my action to pet the camel.
The camel is happy. Okay, sure. So I'm gonna throw these out here really quickly. These checks are rolled over your perception DCs. I think I add that, don't I? Yes, I do. All right. So the first check is an 11, and then a natural 20. Ugh, okay, so that 11 passes, and the last one is that. Okay. So you guys, well. Man, we won't necessarily say the next one passes because I don't exactly know how this works. Does a 14... well, what's everybody's perception DCs? As if you'd rolled a 10 on perception checks.
Okay, my perception DC is 16.
Okay. Anybody beat that?
No.
No.
Alrighty. I'm gonna pop open the rulebook and see exactly what just happened with that natural 20. Because there is very rules as written for skills, and we don't have Anthony here to tell me all about it. So stealth were those checks. I'm trying to sneak. There's just success and failure. Okay, fair enough. Alright, so you guys, how's a 14 look? Does a 14 break anybody's perception DC? Well, no, it wouldn't at all because everyone's at least trained. So everybody
they could if they have negative wisdom.
If you have negative wisdom, we need to have a talk. If there's no reason. So you guys
I'm just saying.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Robin. It's just like there's definitely in the core book. There's that you can dump your stats if you like. However, it's useless. So you guys definitely see a couple of hyenas. One of them is considerably larger than the other, sneaking up in the grass. Don't metagame that natural 20, gentlemen. I'm going to slide you on over to here. Boom.
To a battle map.
You guys can, within reason, arrange yourselves on the board.
Well, I guess we are just pretty close to each other.
Assume you're mounted on camels.
I assume that since we don't need to do survival things anymore, we would probably ride in the more protective formation with the wizard in the middle and the beefy guys at the outside.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. How many hit points do both you have?
Well, without transforming, I have 52 hit points.
I have 30.
Oh, wow.
Hey, that's still
30?
a lot for a wizard.
Wait, how do you only have 30 hit points?
Because he's a D6 hit dice on a D6
Oh,
threshold.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Also, I have 16 constitution, so I get a lot of
Ooh, nice. That's
HP
sweet.
over 4 levels.
That's very fair. Yes, you do.
I was tempted to take the toughness feat again, but I rather took the dark vision than toughness.
Dark vision's very relevant. Anyway, these two hyenas, and one of them definitely is. It's about the size of the camels you're riding, stalking up through the underbrush. The I need to slide Chewie over one actually, really quickly, because those trees are on the map. Those little like 1, 2, 3, and 4s back here in the corner. The rest is just really thick. Where you guys see there's more like light green than dark green on the board. The brambles are thick enough to puncture your skin, because Paizo Productions in their infinite wisdom has decided that for this part of the adventure it's up to the GMs to make the maps for the adventure path. I don't necessarily know how I feel about it. The idea was we make the map so they don't have to include maps in the AP, and so they can include more encounters. So as a GM on Roll20, I can just kind of like Google go. And like if I'm playing in real life, I just grab a Sharpie and like I have on the big initiative board to draw one.
I guess you're kind of lucky that we are in a savannah, so there's not much around.
That's fair. Anywho, you guys see these guys, and you'll have a chance to react.
Oh, so we do see them.
Yes, you do.
Okay. I was like unsure if we would see them or not because of that net 20.
Very fair.
That I don't want to metagame.
Metagaming is wrong.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard not to do.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I'm gonna go ahead and start plugging in initiative. The hyenas are gonna use their
I think one of the hardest things where you have to control yourself metagaming, not to metagame, is when the party is split and one half of the party hears information that the other doesn't. You're
yeah,
like,
no, I agree.
Do I now know this information or do I not know that? Have our characters talked about this?
Kovacs is gonna bare his teeth and start growling at them.
All right. Do you want to make a check?
Would that be like intimidation or something?
Yeah, it would be.
Okay.
Versus their will DC. So one of the hyenas has a 14. The big one does an 11 for the little guy. And we'll just like the intimidate will function as your initiative and also may have effects.
Okay. I have intimidating glare, but I forgot what that does. Let me find that real quick.
Control F is our friend.
Normally, when you intimidate, you use your voice to intimidate. With intimidating glare, you instead need visual input, so they need to see you instead of hear you. But you transcend the language barrier, so even things and people who don't speak your language can still be intimidated by you.
Well, there you go.
Alrighty,
nice.
That's let me see if you need to target with that with intimidate checks. I think you might. I'm not entirely sure.
Need to see you.
Intimidation. You lead others. You will form to do. You attempted. Okay, so it needs a target to intimidate, to demoralize. You can shake an enemy, resolve, choose a creature within 30 feet of you. So
this guy.
Probably he's the leader.
He's close enough. We'll be fine. He'll be fine. He moved 10 feet closer. So did this one. Haha. Okay, that definitely breaks his DC. It's not a critical success. I had to check. So what happens is the target is frightened. One, it begins to whimper a little bit and kind of back off. And you've got a 17 on initiative. Chewie, Tugar, what you got for me? Anything you want to do?
Right. First of all, I still need to roll initiative.
We're gonna like what you do here right now will determine your initiative. So, for example, Kovacs has used intimidate, and that 17 is his initiative. So if you guys have nothing, it's perception. Otherwise, like whatever it is you decide to roll. It gives you a chance to use that skill with the biggest modifier for initiative.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I would probably try to intimidate them to scare them off in this situation too.
Sure.
But my intimidation is worse than my perception.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like torn.
I hear you.
I think maybe next time I'll just flex my muscles and use those +9 athletics check at the start of the combat.
Playing a horse archer, I'm in that same boat. Like, I'm dead space. I need to figure out how to do acrobatics at the beginning of every combat. Just look at me, I'm doing a backflip in the saddle.
I kind of often displeased how intimidation has nothing to do with like your strength or something.
Intimidating prowess is
man, if you're like a hulking mass of muscles, you should be more intimidating. But it's because your charisma is bad, you're bad at intimidating people.
I do usually house rule in my games. You can use your strength over your charisma for that exact reason. Anywho,
Yeah.
we'll just take it in line. Two guy, what you got for me? What are we doing about these guys?
Well, like I said, I will try intimidating them too, even though it's a bit worse than my perception. Maybe I will roll well.
Sure. Okay.
Maybe I will roll terribly and they will laugh.
I mean, yeah,
That's what hyenas do.
Yeah, it's totally in character. Okay, that one's a little less effective. Finally, Kovacs pulls ahead in the contest of wills you guys are having.
Yeah. Well, remember the natural 20 on the perception. I'm not gonna let you forget that.
Fair. All right. What's Chewie got? Chewie doing anything?
Could I cast a cantrip in the air and use my knowledge arcane to roll for initiative, like lightning bolt in the air with electric arc?
You can use your knowledge arcana to determine weaknesses, but it's kind of it definitely doesn't fit for hyenas, so you got to roll real well to get more than well, it's a mammal. Things hurt it.
Well, I'll just roll perception then.
All right, sure, understood.
At some point during Doomsday Dawn, I will find a way to use medicine for initiative.
Yes. All right, that's a 20. That's Chewie is booking it. Chewie's going first, except for the fact that metagaming is wrong, and there is another hyena that was stealthing. And everyone on Twitch, I'm hoping the Twitch stream comes through well. By the by, I'm in the process of getting my internet upgraded, so soon I'll be able to watch the Twitch stream and stream the Twitch stream. But right now, I just have to hope we're going through. Here goes nothing. Also, this hyena is gonna pop up right behind you.
Oh no!
It's gone behind Chewie. It's gonna go to the token layer as it breaks stealth to attack Chewie's camel. It's first action. I know I'm horrible.
Even so, we sandwiched him in the middle. He still got caught.
Natural 20s are mean. What am I rolling? Roll 1 D. I need to turn my light on. Hold on, guys. Wait on a second. I'm realizing it's getting very dark. I did this in an IOPC game, and I didn't realize it until I checked on Hangouts right after. It's oh wow, it's really dark in here. Oh wait, I'm streaming. I'm 2 for 2. I'm 2 for 2. We did it. All right, 1d20 plus what? As the hyena lunges out, it's gonna try to bite at that camel. Like I said. Oh, what am I adding? I add 7 on my first attack. Hooray for me!
Well, at least you won't take the damage if it hits.
Yeah.
But your camel will.
And it does hit your camel. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it definitely. It hits your camel. The jaws of this thing dig in. Your camel makes camel noises, which I'm not sure what are. I need to play some Age of Empires 2. I need to play the Saracens. I need to do some research. For 1d6 plus 2 piercing damage, plus, with no save, if I'm understanding it correctly, the camel is pulled off its feet, and Chewie topples from the saddle. 8 points of damage. Does that kill a camel? I'm gonna kill a camel. I'm gonna kill a camel. HP is...
I feel like that should be able to kill the camel.
It doesn't kill the camel. The camel is creature level 1, and it has 30 hit points. A goblin is creature level 0 and has 6. That's a huge jump!
Yeah, but a camel is that's a pretty big creature.
Yeah, it is a large animal. Chewie, would you make a reflex save for me, real quick, bud, if you would?
Alright, reflex.
Do my jaws? Are my jaws agile? They're not. Okay.
Oh!
Okay, yeah. Chewie lands in the tree. is what happens with that natural 20. He do you have a cantrip that's kind of... Do you have Featherfall? Is Featherfall a cantrip?
Yes.
Okay, so you begin...
No, it's not a cantrip, but I have it.
The camel, like, tips and sways, and Chewie's able to get up and kind of just, like, backflip off a hump and land in this. The tree's real scrubby and shoddy and not the best. But you were able to find purchase there, and you don't land on the ground. And I'm just gonna throw the dice down real quick. The armor class is numbers. It's gonna spend the rest of its attacks, and it hits on both of them. It's gonna drag... The hyena is gonna drag the camel, because it can do that. 10 feet away, and that hyena seems more than happy to just tear into Chewie's camel, which begins to just panic and freak out. And hey, Chewie, it's your turn, bud.
I use the cantrip light electricity arc.
Sure.
On him.
Ooh, nice.
Alrighty.
I saw that on my list, but I was like, damn, that sounds awesome, but I didn't look it up. How good is it?
It looks pretty good.
Let's see. It is a 1d6 damage, and it can hit 2 creatures if they are next to each other.
Alright.
But I'm only aiming to 1.
Sure. Is this a targeting my touch, or do I need to save?
It's targeting your touch, if I remember correctly.
Alright, fair enough. Make it happen, man.
Alright.
Well, I double check, make sure that is in fact targeting my touch. New spells are new.
Yes. Let's...
Where even is spells? Here we go. Spells. Electric arc. Electric boogaloo. I just have to keep saying it. It's stuck forever now. Electric arc. Ooh, okay, that's an 11. That's target 1 or 2 creatures. Takes 2 actions. It's a reflex save. You're not targeting my touch. I have to roll, which is good because that would have missed. So my reflex is +4. Alrighty, here we go. 1d20 +4. Boom. I rolled a natural 1. It's a critical failure. I'm in trouble. The hyena looks up as you begin incanting, and the lightning just, like, it gets real fascinated with what's going on, because it's an animal, and it doesn't understand what happens, and you just, like, you strike the thing in the nose. It yelps out in pain as whatever happens on a critical failure. The target takes double damage. Alright, roll that damage.
So I roll the damage twice?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
So it's... Are we heightening this to a higher level spell, or is it... Well, yes, we are, because it's a cantrip. It's automatically heightened. So what's the highest level spell you can cast right now as a 4th level wizard?
It is a level 2 spell.
Okay, fair enough. So it's not heightened to 3rd, so nothing else happens yet. So it's just 2d6. So 5 points of damage is assigned. The hyena yelps and the camel freaks out a little bit, and it turns its attention towards you, the hyena does. Before, it was pretty happy to just tear into its food. But now it's upset, and you have 1 more action. Electric Arc did cost you 2. What you got?
I throw my dagger at it.
Okay, sure. They'll take the multiple attack penalty, so it's at a -4.
And it's agile, so it's...
So -4. And it's... Yeah. This guy is 15 feet away. He's 3 squares away from you. So the range on a dagger is... Here we go.
30 feet, I think.
30 feet? The range on a dagger?
20 feet.
That's still way more than it used to be. Jesus.
Let me check.
Yeah, I gotta check that too. Whoa, man. That's a lot more than it used to be. It used to be just 10 feet, and throwing weapons used to be the worst.
I'm just guessing here. Let's see, it's a 10.
That makes a little more sense. Okay,
yeah,
fair.
sorry.
So it's in your second range increment.
All the new stuff.
Me too. It's in your second range increment, so that means you take a -2, I'm pretty sure.
Alright.
I think. I could be wrong.
Okay.
I too am learning still. I like to learn by doing, so I'm just winging it. Go away, spells. We cast Greatsword in this house. So we've got
bear.
Or bear. Yes, we cast bear. Attack rolls.
I think it missed.
It definitely misses. I just need to see what the penalty is for attacking into your second range increment. I'm not sure what that is off the top of my head. I imagine it's a -2, like it used to be back in the day. Range. Attacks with the weapon work normally. Attacks beyond the weapon's range are going to take a -2 for each additional. Okay, so you're taking a -2 on top of that, meaning you have a 4. You're targeting its regular armor class, which is, yes, that is a critical failure. Okay, so So we've house ruled. I'll say that the critical strikes normally don't have a critical failure effect that is bad, but they're gonna in BDG's house because it's fun. You get a little too overconfident that you've zapped this hyena and you grab your dagger and you lean forward and you throw it, and you pitch forward a little too far and you fall out of the tree. You can make an acrobatics check if you'd like as a reaction to grab a ledge. I'm pretty sure that's an acrobatics check. Rulebook, skills, acrobatics as a reaction to grab edge. Yes, if you'd like to use your reaction to try to grab onto the tree, you may. You definitely have hands free. That's 12. What's the DC though? You can use reaction time to grab potential grab on and climb. It doesn't tell me what the DC's on a table, isn't it? Because that's how skilled DCs work now. Okay, so I'm gonna say a 12 is good. You pitch forward and you definitely fall you fall down far enough that the hyena could jump up and bite at you, but you're able to hook your elbow around a branch and it catches your fall. You don't take any damage. And now Kovacs. What's up? What you doing? Hyenas everywhere.
Kovacs is gonna fly into a rage.
Sure.
And then, I think I'm going to use my sudden charge over to this hyena.
All right. So you guys are still mounted on camels. So you would need to take one action to handle the animal. I'm going to be really nice and say you don't need to handle animal and then command an animal taking 2 actions because that feels super mean to me. Mm-hmm. But this entire shebang is difficult terrain. So it doesn't stop charges anymore because it's sudden charge. It's stride and strike for 1. But you would also need to use an action to dismount your camel if you'd like to not ride it.
Yeah, then I'm not going to rage then.
Okay.
I can't move my token, by the way.
You can't move your token. Well, we got to talk to your token then, don't we? We got to click on it. It should be controllable. It's literally assigned to you. I guess we'll mess with it. Here we go. Where's edit? Edit token. Oh. Can you see off it? You should be able to see off it. Why can't you edit it? That's weird. Edit. You can't even edit it. That's strange. It's assigned to... might be assigned to the wrong person. What happens when I do this? Okay, it makes another you. But you're not over there. You should be able to control that. Controlled by... That's so weird. I'm sorry. That never happened. Boom. Now it's controlled by you. Save changes. You did it.
Yep, okay.
Welcome to America.
So...
There's somebody here who's not American, and I'm not the most proud to be American either. So, that was a weird thing to say on stream. Whatever. Kill some hyenas.
I'm going to get off my camel.
One action.
And then I'm going to move over to this.
So each one of those squares is going to cost you double.
Oh, okay. Let me check. So that's... So I was here, so that's 1, 2...
5, 10.
Oh yeah, 5, 10,
15, 20. Which should be 1 move action, or 1 stride for a dwarf.
I have the barbarian feat that gives me a 10 extra move.
Oh, tight. Okay, great. So your speed's 30. So you can move...
I think... Yeah, I'll just sudden charge this dude. I don't...
Because you could land there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to sudden charge this dude.
Understood. 5, 10... That's That's 40 feet of movement. But you can do that, I think. Can you do that with sudden charge? Is that how sudden charge works? That was the first thing spoiled, and I don't remember how it works at all.
Yeah, sudden charge, you dash, you stride up to double your speed, and my speed is 30.
All right, understood. You're good then. Make it happen. You're technically standing on the camel.
Okay.
He's not mechanical unless you guys want him to be. Unless you guys start trying to command the camels to attack. They're just kind of there.
Nah.
All right, then I'm going to bite the hyena.
Understood. Make it happen. The hyena has no reaction.
Gentle giants.
They're not camels. They're so mean. So
I have...
How fun to ride, dude. They hurt.
I have those expert hand wraps.
Okay.
And does that apply to my bite? Because my bite is unarmed attacks, and it says unarmed attacks. Yeah,
I guess so. It's weird. You have something wrapped around your chinny chin chin.
Yeah, I have the same things. I wonder if they also apply to my beast form, because it says that continuous effects of my equipment still applies.
Then it would. Yeah, it would. Just like Amulet of Mighty Fist on 1E Druids. But a 12 doesn't hit. You kind of like lunge forward and roar at this thing, and it dodges out of the way.
Okay. That's it for my run.
Alrighty, the big hyena is up. I'll be generous. You guys, because there is a druid and a primal barbarian in the party. Without making checks, you know that's a hyena don. It's essentially a dire hyena. Much bigger, much stronger, much scarier, but also moving through difficult terrain at the moment. So a little less scary.
If it wasn't for that giant thing, I probably would have turned into a hyena too and tried to subdue them. But with that giant thing around, I don't think I can do the whole trying to be the pack leader shebang.
That's fair. So
that thing is way bigger than me when I transform.
He is very big. And as at the end of Kovacs's turn, Kovacs's camel does bolt. Well, it might not. We have stats for it. You guys wanted them. It can make a save. It's gonna make a will save to see if it's gonna run away. It does. Yeah, the camel it bolts off into the underbrush as 10, 20, 30, 40. Oh, I'm slowed down too. I should have made these guys start closer. Oh well. 10, 20, 30, 40. And I guess I want to do something. What am I going to do? It's there's enough cover that this thing could lean down before and hide. So I think that's what we're going to do. Right? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to make a stealth check over everyone's perception DC. I'm not going to add anything to it, even though I might be able to. With all the brush. Not plus 89. Sweet baby Jesus. Just 9. And I've rolled a natural 1. Okay. What am I going to do? That's very fortuitous. I will say that. Are all 3? Uh-oh. Oh no, the connection was lost. I'm just hanging out here. I didn't realize the connection pooped. That's bad. I don't know why that happened. Oh, by the way, guys, we are your source for Pathfinder 1st and 2nd edition. Guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I just realized no one was talking, and I looked up and just, uh-oh, bad things. And
yeah, it's pretty much like you were talking about the big hyena and how it only could walk like a limited range because of difficult terrain, and suddenly you were gone.
The call ended. I don't know why. That was so strange. Now everyone on Twitch is laughing, and I can't check because I don't have fast enough internet. Everything is horrible. Anyway, okay, so did you guys hear the part about how the camel made a save, failed it, and is running away?
Nope.
Okay, well, that happened.
It just started talking about the camel. When you cut out.
You're not in the hangout right now. You're Tommy. Okay, so the camel's running away. The hyena dawn begins moving through the underbrush, and it tries to hide, and it gets a natural 1. What am I gonna do about? You know what? I'm actually what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this real fun. The hyena dawn sniffs in Tugar's direction, and it kind of like, make a nature check, Tugar. that's what's gonna happen here. Okay. I'm gonna give myself one more chance to redeem myself here.
All right. I will do a nature check. Let's see. Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay, that's good. That's amazing. So for a split second, Tugar gets it in his head that this hyena has recognized Tugar as the natural alpha of the area, and it's about to like become your animal companion for a little while. That'd be fun, right? It could be funny. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
But then I rolled a natural.
But then it realizes that Kovacs is the alpha.
What actually happens is it picks its nose up and the wind a little bit, and you guys can all see that this might not be the right term for a hyena per se, but like it has its septum pierced with it's not quite but it kind of just looks like somebody's finger bone has through the nose, and also it's got this weird collar on, and it's got like weird earrings are hanging from like a hyena's ears go this way, and if it were to have gauges, I suppose like it'd be this part of the ear that's stretched. That's weird, but that's what happens, and it dawns on Tugar that these creatures are part of a pack of like gnolls to serve as their like war beasts and things. So like again, first split second is like, oh, that guy could be my new buddy. then it remembers that it has other buddies and it can't be your buddy. And that's the end of my turn. Tugar, what you gonna do?
Well, I guess probably first try to roll a check to have that camel run not too far.
I better put these camels on the board. They're certainly relevant now. We've done it. The camels are relevant.
Yeah, probably try to like get the camels to run, but to run not too far.
Sure.
Just
Okay.
to, like, it's pretty much like camel GTFO, but not GTFO so far that we can't get you back.
And those camels are real ugly, but that's what we're using. Okay,
Yes.
so Tugar's camel is over. It's right there. It's in your square. This one has moved 35 feet 3 times, so it's way far. It's to the edge of the board. Like you need to grab it like right now, or it's gonna disappear.
Yeah, that's why I said that the first thing I will do is probably roll a check to try and control those a bit.
Sure. So that'd be a nature check. Handle animal is nature
okay.
now. So
Oh, okay. Come on, no natural ones.
no, we got those. Okay, yeah,
Nice.
that might be a critical
All
success.
right.
It's over my will DC. I'm a camel. My will DC is 12. Yeah, that's a critical success. Okay.
Yes.
It stops right where it is, and you get the
I
feeling
stop its panic.
you get the feeling the hyenas don't care about it. The hyenas have realized that you're the better food for some reason, which is kind of morbid for a critical success, but also that camel is safe. And that's one action.
All right, that was my first action. As my second action, I will use my wild shape to
Alrighty.
shift into a bear.
The camel you're riding is uncomfortable.
All right. Okay, I will first dismount the camel because I wanted that all the camels probably like try to GFO.
Sure.
I don't think we are. I mean, I have kind of nightmares of mounted combat from a House Divided.
Yeah.
So I don't know how bad it's here.
These things are not combat trained.
Yeah, so it's probably not a good idea. Is this also DC 20 to like use to ride them while trying to attack stuff?
Probably something like that. Yeah, the DC's probably real high, and it takes a lot of actions.
So just jumping down and transforming sounds like a good idea.
Sure. Do you say a medium creature?
Yes.
All right, fair enough.
Because I need to use a 4th level spell slot to turn large, and the 5th level spell slot to turn huge.
Ah, fair. Okay, understood.
Here, let me just dump it in here so that you have all the relevant information.
Nice.
Because it changes a lot of my stuff. See, my AC will now be 22. All my attacks are now unarmed, and I'm trained in unarmed. My attack modifier is +10, and my damage is +5.
Seems good.
I get +10 temporary hit points. I have low light vision and athletics and stuff like that. Also, I can no longer use spells because I have no hands and I can't speak.
Fair.
But I can roar.
You can. Is there something like natural spell in the playtest for druids to still cast while wild shaped? Does that exist?
I haven't seen anything like that yet, but there might be because I haven't taken a look at the higher level druid feats yet.
Fair enough.
So there might be some of the higher level ones, like maybe you can take something like that at like level 12 or something.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
Let me just pose the different kinds of forms that you're able to pick.
Fair enough. Is that all you got for me?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean those are my 3 actions.
Gotcha.
Calming down the camels and pretty much telling them to get away from here so they don't get in the way. Jumping down from mine so it can run away by itself, and transforming. That's pretty much my actions for now.
Understood.
Also, hopefully it looks threatening enough so that the alpha hyena will focus on me instead of the squishy wizard on the tree.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right, so we move to the hyena who is frightened 1, and I'm just jamming the next button on my dock to see what frightened 1 gives him. Okay, so he is frightened. He's gripped by fear and struggled to control his nerves. The frightened condition always includes a value. He takes a conditional penalty equal to his value to his checks and saves, unless specified otherwise at the end of each of your turns. Okay, so he's taking a -1 on checks and saves, but not like attack rolls. That seems weird. He's taking a penalty on his attack rolls. I have spoken. 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30.
Yeah, it seems strange that you wouldn't take a penalty on your attack rolls when you're frightened.
10. This provokes reactions. 20, 30. He essentially double. Let me make sure my speed's 30. I think my speed's 30.
When you say it provokes actions,
like if you have like an attack of opportunity.
Which now most classes don't have.
Fair enough. So actually, my speed is 40. So I have enough actions to try to, like, as it moves up, the hyena is going to jump up and it's going to try to bite into Chewie. It's going to chew on Chewie. He's a Chewie Chew toy. No. I have so many puns for you. I'm not that Chewie. Oh, we're about to find out. +7. Does a 24 hit you?
Yeah.
Is it 10 over your armor class?
Let's see. Armor class is 12, so yeah.
It's a critical hit, so this thing definitely just, like, latches onto your midsection. It has an ability called Knockdown, so you're gonna, with no save, you're gonna fall 10 feet and land in the brush. But first, you're gonna take 2d6 plus, what, 4? Yeah. So this much piercing damage, 13 points of piercing damage as the hyena just rips you from the tree. You can make another acrobatics check if you'd like to grab onto an edge. We're gonna use the hyena's class DC, I guess.
Okay.
How many hit dice do I have? Where do I find
reflex?
that? Acrobatics check.
Oh, acrobatics. Okay.
Yeah. I have no idea what that is. Why doesn't it easily tell me?
2.
We're gonna call it that. Okay.
Okay. Wait, yeah, that's a d20.
That is a d20.
Oh, yeah, but I failed.
You have a natural 1, yeah. So what's going to happen is you're going to fall 10 feet. I think they've changed fall damage around. I think it doesn't work exactly how it did, where like 10 feet of fall is 10 damage. I'm going to double check real quick. We're going to jam in fall in the core book and hope we don't talk about seasons at some point. Aerial combat. Here we go. That's close enough, probably.
Falling is part of aerial combat.
Yes, it is. It better not be. You got to be good at flying if you're gonna do the flying combat. It's gonna hurt real bad. All right, here we go.
Just imagine falling for like several kilometers of height, and you're like battling with someone else who's like falling.
Mm-hmm. When you fall more than 5 feet, you take bludgeoning damage when you land equal to half the distance you fell. Okay, so it's not so bad. You fumbled, so you're going to take all 10, not 5. So you've taken 23 damage so far. Take 10 more. You land prone with this hyena standing over you, growling. It says it's your turn. It's actually this hyena's turn, and it's going to 10, 20, 30, 10, 20. Actually, I don't think it wants to flank. It has an ability. And how does pack attack? Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. It can
damage.
1d4 extra damage to creatures within reach of at least 2. Okay, so it's not going to get that extra 1d4 damage, but it is going to move there to flank you. Where did I start?
I know that because I looked up wolves.
Fair. So it had to move twice. It only gets the 1 attack against your prone. I don't know how conditions work because I learned by just running things. I don't know what prone gives you. Where is anything? Difficulty classes. I just need to know conditions. It's higher up than I thought it would be in this book. Game conventions, perceptions, encounter mode, reactions and reactions, checks. It should be somewhere in here. Well, I'm just going to roll the dice and see what happens. A 24 hit you before.
Yeah.
And it's still a critical success, I think.
Yeah.
So it tears into you for 8 points of damage. I believe that puts you to 0.
26%. Yeah.
So then it's going to take you... I've critically hit you. You're going to go not to dying 1, but to dying 2 as you hit the ground and you kind of like your head smacks into the back and you black out for a second. Your little goblin eyes open just in time to see this second hyena just run at you and dive on you. You guys hear Chewie scream out as these hyenas begin just tearing him apart.
Ouch.
Now I have one more action. These guys are dumb animals, but they're dumb animals that are hungry. So I'm not like, aha, I can kill a player, so much as, aha, lunch, before anybody says I'm terrible. Man, I'm hungry now. There's a Taco Bell up the road from me. When I get done with this, I'm driving to Taco Bell, and I'm going to spend more money than I should, because finally I got my Patreon stuff together. I don't know if I told Robin about this, but I had one of my other $90 patrons. He helps me organize the Discord and stuff, and he has my Patreon information, so it pinged when he tried to log in, of course. And so it took him... I normally get paid on the 5th. It's the 17th where I am now, and I'm finally seeing my Patreon money, which is important because I need to pay my share of the rent and feed myself. Life is fun. Oh my god, where is anything? I'm going so slow. This is why I didn't learn it for a playtest, because I wanted to see how fast I could just grab things in the playtest. Where anything is. If you guys can find it, remember it's worth a hero point. Oh my god, Chewie, do you want to cheat death with your hero point?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Okay.
I don't want to die.
Fair enough, fair. Okay, then you're at 1 hit point. You're at 1 hit point. This thing lands on you, but you're able to kind of like, in a flash of the arcane power you may one day see, you're still prone, but you repel it. And it doesn't dig in quite as hard. It does have one more attack. It's going to take it. 1d20 plus 2. Your armor class is reduced by 2. I fumbled. I've rolled a 2. You rise from prone as this thing dives in to try to bite you, but instead its snout kind of gets like up under you, up under like your neck, and it kind of like pushes you up to a standing position. Now it's your turn. What's up, buddy?
My turn?
You're up. I'm gonna check my reactions. What do I have?
I want to cast invisibility on myself.
Sure, you are able to do so. I have no reactions. Otherwise, it provoked twice.
Best spells.
It's very good.
Stuff.
Yes, sir.
And I want to get away from them.
Alrighty. How many actions is invisibility again? To cast
Maybe
that? Rulebook.
2.
That's something that's easy to find. I can find that one. It's under spells. It starts with an I. I is for invisibility. That's easy.
Earlier I searched for tent. That was horrible. Because it's like persistent. It's like, oh god, everything is persistent.
Wow.
So it keeps like jumping to everything which has persistent. I was like, god damn it, I just wanted to look up the tent.
Alright, my friend, you are unseen to all creatures that cost you 2 actions. Remember, each one of these squares is 10 feet of movement, and if you stop in like this bit of green here right behind Tugar, it's really thick brambles that will hurt to move through.
Alright, I want to move. I cannot click on my character.
Why can no one do anything? That's assigned to your stuff. This is bad. This is... okay, you're good. I better check Robin's guy, too. Yep, nope, he couldn't move either.
Okay.
Nothing happened. Tugar. Save changes. Everyone's great. Hooray for everyone. What you got, buddy?
Alright.
Well,
I want to move.
Alright, your speed is 25? Which is awkward
Yeah.
when each square is 10 feet, but you get the idea.
So, there's 10. Wait, no, that's double.
Yep.
Moving horizontally.
That's 10 for now. To move here is impossible. Because the first 5 is free. But you could move here. You could move here.
Can I move here? Well, how do I ping something? It's not.
Just hold the mouse button down. It took me a while to figure that out too. Yeah, you can definitely move there, and that would be your third action. Alrighty. You guys see Chewie get up, and he incants some words, flips through his spellbook, freaks out, kind of like, I'm people too, I gotta go goodbye. Poof, he's invisible. And Kovacs, what you got for me?
Okay.
Chewie's camel's pretty hurt underneath you.
Yeah, I'm gonna start raging.
Sure.
This turn.
Alrighty.
And then I'm gonna go over 1, 2, 3.
That's 30 feet of movement.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna start tearing into this thing.
Yes, sir. Make it happen.
So, first attack with the bite. 1 second. Oh yeah, and then I get my temporary hit points. So 7.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, and then this will be +9 to hit still.
Okay. 28 is definitely 10 over its armor class. It's both the hyenas pick their heads up and they kind of like look around frantically, scenting the air. Like you yourself, Kovacs, you know, these guys can definitely find their prey by smell, and you probably have at least a vague idea of what Chewie did, and you know he's not necessarily safe yet. But the hyena you move up on has, like, it's not paying attention to you at all as you just, like, dig into its neck. So that's double dice, double the modifier.
Okay, so it would be 2d10?
Yep, you got it.
All right, 2d10 plus 12 damage.
23 damage. Oh my god. I gotta check some things real quick. That's literally, it's a dying one. It has 21 hit points. You did 23 damage. I'm gonna need you to flavor that kill.
Okay, yeah. Kovacs just he sees this thing attacking Chewie, and Chewie gets away, and he sprints over to it, lunges on it, and then bites it on the neck and rips out its jugular.
There's definitely as it like falls over and starts twitching and convulsing, and I think is that all 3 actions?
No, that's just move, rage, and attack. That is all 3 actions.
Alrighty.
Yeah, he turns to the other one and he lets out a roar.
Alrighty, fair enough. We're gonna have the Hyenodon 10. Man, you're gonna think I'm cheating. I'm not. It's moving in a straight line to attack Tugar. It's gonna move through your square. It detects you. It bumps into you. It's aware that something is there. It needs to seek to find that thing, but it definitely, like, you feel this hyena as big as the camel you fell off. You probably come up to like its knee, just like bump into you and just a little bit as it lunges in the direction of our druid. Because now this has become a battle for dominance. This is alpha versus alpha. This is me rolling a d20 plus 9 to hit you. Boom. Does 21 hit you?
21. Let's rob. AC 22.
AC 22, so it just barely misses, but it's gonna try again. It has to be, you have to be prone to drag, yeah. 6, 5, 4, so d20 plus 4. Actually, yeah, no, it's still angry. It's gonna AC 21, you say?
Yeah, 22.
22. So the last attack is a fumble, which normally does nothing, but house rules are fun. Chewie, you get the feeling that as this thing continues to lunge at Tugar, who's turned into a big, slightly greenish bear with tusks, WoW style, just kind of deep up a little bit, that it's forgotten you're there. It's too concerned with proving its dominance. And Tugar, what are you going to do about it?
Well, I guess I will have to prove to it who is the dominant one.
Fair enough.
All right. Let's see if I can maul and bite this thing to death.
I've got faith in you.
All right. So, my bonus to attack is +10.
Okay.
So it's a d20 plus 10.
Understood. 29 definitely hits, and it also is a critical hit.
Yes!
You did it!
All right. Okay, that means that that my bite, that's a nasty one. Oh, that will hurt it, because my bite is 2d8 plus 5.
So 48 plus 10. Oh, this meta's gross. This is that's a lot of dice. I need to play something with like deadly like wolf style monks that have the deadly property, or the fatal rather, which says when you critically hit, you increase the damage dice by 1 and move it up, so it becomes fatal
it's
d12.
22 damage.
22 damage is assigned. Yeah, it's not happy.
I mean, I rolled really poorly actually. 2, 1, 2.
And a 7, yeah.
But still, it was critical. That
it hurts. It definitely hurts it. It cries out in pain as you lash out at it with your bite.
Barely roar and sink my teeth into it.
Sure. Alrighty.
All right. Since that was only my first action, let's see if we can try again. The question is can I even try another bite?
Yeah, you can. You can bite. I don't see why not. Because it's just an unarmed attack, right?
Yeah. I was just wondering because they also have claws. Worst case, I could have just mauled him with my claws.
I imagine the claws are like agile. I have no idea.
Yes, they are.
Fair enough. So that's probably you bite for the big one, and then it's claw, so the penalty is less.
Yeah, exactly. But I think I will attempt biting again because I feel like having that +1 to hit is not worth sacrificing a D8 and potential damage.
That's fair. Yeah. All right, make it happen.
All right, let's see. Come on.
That misses. A 15 does not quite get there. It's able, like, it's still in the process of recoiling as you try to dive back in, and you guys kind of like a bear and a hyena, or it's two quadrupeds that bite each other. You kind of just like you both rear up on your back legs and you begin like both trying to like find purchase. It's bleeding. I haven't hit you. Have I hit you? I think I fumbled and missed. So you're fine. It's bleeding, but it's definitely still trying to.
I'm actually more than fine because I have 10 temporary hit points on top of my normal ones.
Fair enough. All right, what's that third action?
My third action, I think, I will. After that critical, maybe an intimidation will do.
Sure. Alrighty, make it happen. Over my will DC, which is what? Okay, I see.
Well, I'm curious if I get any modifiers for hitting it real bad.
We'll see. Roll the dice. Roll the dice. We'll see what happens.
Another 15.
That is just enough.
Yes.
You roar at it, and it shrinks back a little bit, and it is frightened one. The little guy it wants to find its lunch. Its lunch has gone away. It's not happy. It's gonna make a perception check to seek. Do I have no ranks in? Oh yeah, perception's in a different place. I'm looking at my skills like, where is my perception? No, I have ranks. This works in a cone, so it can sniff where Chewie was and still pick up Chewie. I have a natural 20 on my perception to seek.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Poor Chewie.
Poor Chewie. He's definitely Chewie. That's a word we can use to describe him. Let me see how seeking works. Where is how?
Make any jokes about that?
He did it to himself. He knows what he did. I don't care about Shaylin. I care about Shaylin. Shaylin's a cool deity. But right now we're trying to find perception to seek. Not spells. Get me out of these spells. I don't know. I have no idea where to look for perception. Not in classes. Not in the ancestries. Not in equipment. Not in skills anymore. So that's weird. Or is it in skills? It's not. And I have no idea where to look for perception. I'm just going to rule real quick that it is able to find you, and it's going to stride 30 feet and bite. You move from... I can tell you what happens when I detect a creature that's unseen, because I know where that is. That's in perception.
Wouldn't it be at negative since I'm at invisible to attack?
Yeah, we're getting there. Hang on, I gotta double check it. I lost it. I had it for a second.
I assume it can probably attack him, but at penalties. So, like usually you won't be able to target something that's invisible.
So what's happened? What's happened is Chewie went to unseen, which means I have no idea where he is. I don't know what space he occupies. I'm flat-footed to Chewie if Chewie decides to attack. I've used the seek action. So I've used the seek action and I've succeeded. So I'm going to move him. I critically succeeded. So he's going to move from past sensed. Well, actually, I have a funny kind of sense because I do have scent. So that means I can detect you by smell. So it knows exactly where you are. So it's going to move from, it should be at concealed, which is a flat check, or it misses just straight to seen because like Chewie realizes he's bleeding as he moves over, and it can follow the trail of blood to you. This hyena, which also is pierced all over, not unlike the dead one, indicating it's definitely a trained war animal, is going to try to reach out and bite ya. 22 hit.
Ouch.
You're not flanked. The Hyenodon's not aware of you.
I do have a question, though. I have the braces of armor. It says I have maid's armor, but it doesn't say if I activate that or if it's a constant.
It's a constant. You should just have it. It's like the braces of armor in 1E is just an armor bonus.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if there's a trigger word or not.
Nah.
So
it's just your equipment.
Okay.
So if a 22
So-
hits you,
AC plus that plus 6.
It should be 10
Yeah.
plus your level plus dex plus mage armor,
Yeah.
which is +1, I think.
okay,
Oh yeah, plus level. I forgot to add that since I'm
Ooh.
now using the braces.
fair. Okay,
Let's
so
see.
does a
14,
22 hit?
15, 16, 17. Yeah, I'm at like an 18.
Okay, so
yeah.
I don't critically hit you, and it seems like a lot of those critical hits shouldn't have happened, but it's a new system. It is what it is. 1d6 plus 2 is 3 damage, which does put you to dying 1 again. You're invisible still, you're on the ground, you're at dying 1. And this hyena has moved to Kovacs's initiative, and now it's Chewie's turn, so at the top of your turn... Well, no, it's not Chewie's turn. Chewie moves in the initiative just before the thing that killed him, which is weird. So it's Kovacs's turn. At the top of Kovacs's turn, I make a Fortitude save equal to Kovacs's DC, which, by the way, what is? Your class DC?
Yeah, it's 18.
18. I add what I add. My fort is +4. I need to pass this to go to unconscious. I pass. The hyena goes to... Well, you critically hit it. No, you didn't. You did crit it, yeah. So it's at dying 2, moves to dying 1. And then it's Kovacs's turn.
Okay.
Chewie probably makes a noise, and also the hyena bites into an invisible thing. So, like, you're aware that it's found Chewie.
Does that dispel his invisibility? Is this a concentration?
Well,
It does not.
I can probably also, with my sense of smell Chewie.
You'd need to use an action to seek, but yeah, it's the same thing the hyena did.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of obvious when the hyena bite a bit down on something and you hear a scream.
Accurate,
You
yeah.
kind of can tell where it is in front of
Yeah.
that hyena.
That's fair.
I'm gonna move over and attack this hyena.
The duration is concentration. Chewie is unable to concentrate. Oh, no, that's invisibility cloak, excuse me. Duration is 1 minute until dismissed. So he's still invisible. You move over, you attack the hyena. Make it so.
Thank God.
Wait. Oh, that's 2d6. That's 2 d20s.
Oh.
Do you want to just take the first one, which would be 15?
Yeah, we can do that. So,
So, yeah. Does a
15 does hit, yes, right? Yeah, 15 hits.
Okay. So that'll be a d10 plus 8 damage
Okay.
for my bite. 10 damage.
Duly noted.
And then
It's not
my
looking
second,
good
my second attack, I'm going to use my claws.
because they're
So
agile.
they're agile. Yeah.
Okay.
Another
15 continues to hit.
d6 plus d6 plus 6. 9.
Okay, yeah, I need you to flavor that kill for me.
All right. So yeah, after taking out the other hyena, I just lunge again onto this one and bite it in the back, and then use my claws to scrape its throat.
And it goes to dying 1. It falls right next to where Chewie's fallen, and it moves to... Man, initiative is so weird in
I'm
Pathfinder
showing them who the
2nd edition.
real alpha is.
So it moves to here. It goes just before you, and numbers are arbitrary. But it's still Kovacs's turn. He moved and attacked twice. Now it's the big hyena who's going to continue to just do his best to prove he's the only one left, but he's angry. He's
Scared.
And scared. Angry and scared. That's weird. That's a strange...
That's a strange combination.
Molotov cocktail of feelings he's feeling as he tries to bite you.
Yeah.
22 to hit.
It's a... Well, it hits, exactly.
Alrighty, we did it.
Seems like an emotional roller coaster for that hyena.
Yeah, it is. It's not having the best day. +5. You are knocked prone. Take 13 damage.
Oh no, I've taken 3 actual damage and 10 temporary hit points.
Now, what does prone do? What happens when you're prone? What is the prone condition? People are
fell
probably
on my
screaming at me on Twitch, but my internet's not fast enough. If I open Twitch, it'll crash. I'm sorry, guys. Please still hang out. Subscribe on the channel on YouTube for all your Pathfinder 1st and 2nd edition needs. We got your back. But right now I'm scrolling real hard. Where is anything? Prone. Prone is what? I don't care about the... What even? Pirate dedication. Get out of here. I don't want to know any of that. I don't need to know about spells. I need to know what happens when I fall over. Tell me that. Tell me that one.
Maybe
Oh,
It's a -2 penalty to attack rolls, +1 bonus to AC against ranged attacks, and you're flat-footed against melees.
Okay, you get a hero point. You're beautiful. Thank you so much. You're flat-footed to this attack, then, Robin. Says 503 plus 3? Yeah. 21 to hit, you're flat-footed. So that's an AC -2, which does connect. For an additional...
oh no, we'll actually take the damage.
For 15, yeah, you will take damage. And as it bites into you, it's gonna... If it hits, it deals, in addition to dealing damage, the hyena strides up to 10 feet, dragging an enemy along its movement. It doesn't trigger reactions, but it does move back, and you move with it as it just begins pulling you away from the scary bear man and the camels that do nothing.
It pulls the bear away from the bear man. Great.
And here's the third strike. It's an angry animal. It doesn't know that it shouldn't do this. 210 1d20 -2 on that final strike.
Come on.
An 8 is a fumble. Maybe I shouldn't house rule that fumbles happen so much, because the third attack, like, it will fumble. There is probably. Yeah, okay, you're able to stand up from prone. You pull free. It lets go. You stand up for free, and it's your turn.
Nice. Well, it bit me real hard twice, so I will try to return the favor.
Sure.
Let's try biting it. 22.
22 hits.
Nice. All right. That with my damage. All right. That was double damage. Do I have single damage somewhere? Nope. I do not. Then I have to roll it now. 2d8 plus 5. All right. 13 damage.
Nice. Seems good. It's not happy about it.
All right.
It's still standing. It looks like he could take a little more punishment, but you like stand up and bite into this thing's one of its legs, and it pulls back and claws at you.
You're biting each other.
You are. This is great.
This is a primal way to fight.
This is the best party for this part of the AP. This is real good. Second attack.
Let's see.
A 10 misses but does not fumble.
At my third action, I will once again try to intimidate it.
All right, understood.
Which is this 18.
That passes. It is frightened one again. It went from frightened one to gone at the end of its turn to frightened one. You roar. It shrinks back as Chewie makes a fort save.
All right.
At dying one.
Fortitude.
Over the...
I might be bloodied, but I'm still in a better condition than he is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Do you have any healing?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Actually, I got a lot of healing.
He's the druid. He better.
I have a healing potion. I can give it to him.
The druid. Chewie does not pass the fortitude save. Yeah. He moves to dying 2. I got a mark.
I also have a healing potion on me, but currently it's fused into my body, so I can't really reach for it.
Gross. I didn't want that. That's the wrong button. Get out of there, edit token. We already assigned it to him after the game started. He's dying 2. The hyena is going to roll the save. It's going to try again over again over Kovacs's DC. I had 4. I fail. I move to dying 2. It's just a fun day for everybody. I'm going to go ahead and roll the other one too, because I forget where he goes. He fails. Dying 2. Dying 2. Dying also. Kovacs, when you rage, does it count the round that you rage as round 1? That becomes the question.
I think so.
Classes, Barbarian, that's you. Barbarella. You begin raging, you get another and enter a state of pure rage that lasts for 3 rounds. Okay, so this is the second round, not the third round of your rage. And you have the floor. The hyena Dawn looks pretty beat up. It's starting to think about running away. It's backing up. It's starting to... Its growls begin to be replaced with whimpers.
So, it has some pretty nasty bite wounds.
A lot of big bite wounds, yeah.
I could probably finish this guy off, but then Chewie.
Now remember, Chewie's invisible. He's unseen to you at the moment. You can make a perception check to seek him.
That's true.
Well, there would be blood around me too.
There's a lot of blood all over the place. You got to remember, there's a hyena the size of a horse and a bear the size of a person tearing each other. There's a lot of blood and fur, and
yeah.
And you're also you guys are in brambles that are thick enough to be difficult terrain, and Chewie's a small creature. So there's like he's probably way far down there. There's a lot of like digging. Anywho, if you want to find him, it's a perception to seek.
Actually, Kovacs is raging, and he's Kovacs. He's definitely not saving the goblin with a healing potion. He's running at this thing.
Fair. All right, duly noted.
Yeah,
10, 20, 30.
That makes sense for someone who is currently raging.
Too angry to help.
So yeah, Kovacs is gonna run at this guy and give him a bite.
Yes, sir. 18
hits.
hits. You got him.
That would be 1d10.
Finish him.
He might.
Damage.
I have
18.
Oh yeah.
I need you to flavor that kill.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So I guess since I'm a tiny little dwarf, Kovacs jumps on top of this thing, and he's like kind of riding it with his hand around its neck, and then he just bites it on top of its head and kills it.
Very, very Skyrim of you. The Dragonborn begins playing in the background. Da da da, da da da. As you just and I get.
You're lucky it was towering because it was afraid, so it was easier to jump on top of.
Yeah. And
I think I killed every single one of those.
You did, yeah. You truly did. All right, so we're gonna stay in initiative because these guys technically could come back with 1 hit point, and Chewie's fate still hangs in the balance. Yeah. So
I will, on my turn, I will use my first action to use my scent to try to find him.
Okay, so Kovacs has 1 more action.
All right.
Oh, can I finish this hyena?
You can definitely attack it.
Okay.
We're gonna learn how coup de grace work.
Yeah.
If they even exist. What happens if you attack a I think if you attack a dying creature, you just bump it.
Yeah, I assume that you increase his dying condition.
That's for sure. That has to happen.
Maybe by like 2. Maybe it's like the auto crit thing.
That's what we're looking for, yeah. I have no idea. I wish I could check Twitch. People are screaming at me. If the attack was lethal, recovering saving throws, recovering save effects, taking damage while unconscious. If you take damage while you're already unconscious, apply the same effect as if you've been knocked out by that damage. If the recovery save, that doesn't help us. Oh. Temporary hit points. If you reduce 0 hit points by that happens. You can spend a hero point. You've been knocked out, dying. Oh, man, I don't know. See page 295. Okay, I'm at page 290. That literally... Oh, no, I'm not. I'm on page 296. Never mind. I thought it was directing me to that page. That doesn't help. Oh. If it's 0 hit points, I'm going to say what happens is... he'll just increases. You don't have to roll to hit, spend the action, and his dying save increases from 1 to 2. If that's what you'd like to do. I may be incorrect, though. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Understood. You bite down into the thing. Tugar, what you got?
Well, like I said, my first action is to use my scent that I still have as a bear and try to find that invisible little goblin.
Alrighty. Make a perception check. Chewie, what is your stealth DC? If you roll 10 on stealth, what do you get?
Alright, that is 10 plus 7.
Okay. So 17 is the DC, and you just beat it. you pick him up. He moves, for you, he moves to sensed, so it's a DC 5 flat check to try to target him, but you have a basic idea. Well, that can't be right. That scent used to be so good. Scent used to be like, you should auto pick him up within 5 feet. I feel like I'm doing that incorrect. Where is my perception?
That probably given me some kind of bonus.
He's at least sensed he might be seen to you. I'm looking. Perception. You have 2 more actions.
Yeah, I'm currently waiting for you to figure that out.
Okay, fair enough.
I think I can release my current form as a free action because I just need to stop concentrating, I think, to release a form.
That seems to be a free action. Go ahead and check that if you want, though.
The spell.
If a monster uses a sense other than vision as a precise sense, like you guys do with scent, the GM can adapt the system for detecting creatures to equivalents do. For example, if a creature that has echolocation might use hearing as a primary sense, treat the creature as heard. If it can directly hear them, concealed if they're in a noisy chamber, senses located them do. Many abilities that apply. When a creature is unseen would still apply. Okay, so it can. Okay, so it's treated as seen. You definitely know where he is. You can sniff him out. You root through the brambles and you find his body.
Okay, I checked it. It's until the duration ends, I dismiss it. Now I'm just quickly checking if dismissing actually costs you anything.
Right. Dispelling. Well, dispelling is probably like to dispel a thing.
Well, yeah, dispelling should take probably an action because you're like doing something, but dismissing is probably a free action. But
is it really? Is the duration of wild shape concentration?
It's not. It's 1 minute or until you dismiss it.
Okay, gotcha. Concentration, dispelling. Dispelling is like dispel magic, light and darkness, long duration, dismissing. Some spells can be dismissed, ending the duration early. If a spell can be dismissed voluntarily, the duration entry says so, and the method of how and when the spell is dismissed appears in the spell. I'm gonna call it. It's probably no action to let it go. I could be wrong.
I mean, it makes sense. It doesn't. It's pretty much like the ending something shouldn't really be hard. Right?
Yeah, I agree. All right, Tugar returns to orc form with 2 actions.
All right.
Now, doing so means you've lost scent, though. So, well, you could have a hand on him. You're fine. Yeah, you know where he is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I place a paw on top of him and
that turns into a hand as you walk out. Okay.
All right. With my 2 actions, I pull the healing potion from my inventory, and I will try to feel around until probably one of my fingers like slips into his mouth, and like, oh yeah, that's where his mouth is. And then
okay. So now the question becomes: there's 2 questions now. First question: what is Chewie's charisma modifier?
I have a +1 in charisma.
Alrighty. How many magic items are you currently invested in? Which means how many have you equipped? At least the bracers of armor. And
that's it.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Okay, then Chewie can use another point of resonance to accept the potion.
Mm-hmm. All right, and I will remove the minor healing potion from my inventory.
Alrighty.
And it's gone.
You did it.
All right, minor healing potion I think was 1d8. Just 1d8, I think.
I think that's right.
Let's check. Minor healing potion. Oh, I need to search without the minor because they always list how things work without the added words.
You're not wrong. So
there we go. Yep, it's 1d8.
Okay, understood. So that it moves him to however many hit points you roll. He's conscious, but he has dying too, because the dying condition's real weird. Okay. So he's at 4 hit points. He's conscious, but he's not doing the best, if I understand this correctly.
Is he conscious?
At the end of each of your turns, while you have at least 1 hit point and are conscious, you reduce the dying value by 1. I think he is. Isn't he? No, dying is weird.
I'm not sure. I mean, he's certainly now not dying anymore, so he can start recovering from it. But I don't know for sure if he's actually.
Yeah, I'm double checking. I'm looking. Oh, when you reduce 0 hit points, you are knocked out. When this happens, you are subject to stuff that happens to you. If the attack was when you're unconscious at the start of your turn, attempt a special fort save. The GM sets the DC, which we've done. Always use the recovery DC to determine the time you were knocked out. The attacker's DC changes later. Your recovery DC doesn't retroactively change. If you're at 0 hit points, you return to 1 hit point on a save. If you're at 1 hit point or more, Okay, so the first thing that happens on the first save is you go from 0 to 1, and then after that you would start reducing your dying. So he's at 8 hit points, but he's dying too. Okay, so no, what happens is he goes to 1 hit point, and then after that he becomes conscious with his next save, and then he can take his turn normal. This is weird. I have to have that wrong. That makes no sense to me. Somebody's gonna chew me out in the comments. For now, we're gonna go ahead and move
see how it works here. In 5e, it was kind of silly because you could like jump up and down, and it was like having someone who's almost dead tanking was really good because you could like spend 1 point of healing to just get them up.
Nice.
They kept like standing up, like going down and standing up. And it was like doesn't matter. He takes like 50 damage per hit, but and he only has 1 hit point. But because of the way how dying works, it's like whatever.
Well, let's go ahead and let's have Chewie make that 4th save.
That Pathfinder kind of got around with the dying condition because it doesn't disappear when you get healed back up, which makes sense because otherwise you can abuse it like in 5e.
Speaking of abuse, he's got a natural 20. Thank you for cheating the rules with good dice rolls. You're good. Chewie stands up. You guys are good. We can go ahead and skip the rest of this encounter. You guys can murder the hyenas if you would like to, unless there's anything else you nature boys would like to do.
Normally I'm kind of like against murdering them, but those seem to be domesticated hyenas that belong to the gnolls.
That's very true.
That's kind of like a problem. If they were just wild animals, I think I would prefer to let them go.
Anybody who's got society checks can roll society.
Let's see.
Well, everybody go ahead and make a society check because it's relative for the druids. Yeah.
Nope.
And Churro's got no idea. Other than what he already knows.
What's society? Can you eat that?
Kovacs and Chewie both, they don't necessarily recognize the tribe, but they can confirm that these guys are definitely war hyenas. If you let them go, it's kind of hard to say. They've clearly, like, they seem to have reverted back to life in the wild. You would assume like a war hyena would have like a trained handler somewhere nearby, and you would think around the time that things started going bad, they'd start running in and like trying to kill you. They have not. But you can also tell by the way in which they attack that they've been trained to do this. So they all carry real ragged collars. Some of them, the Hyena Dawn is branded on the side, just random like symbols that look like the faces of hyenas, which you assume would be gnolls. They're all pierced in like septums and weird gauges on ears that go this way.
It reminds me, none of those, none of them are actually dead, right?
Yes, they're still at dying too. All 3 of them. They're only ever also like partially domesticated. The gnolls are still like savage, monstrous humanoids that live in the hills and raid caravans.
In that case, Tuga will probably want to preserve their life.
Okay. How would you like to do something?
I will draw my second staff from my bag because I have 2 staffs.
Cool.
I have one which is crude looking. It's like brown and pretty much looks like it's meant for hitting people. And then I have a nice one which is made from white wood. It looks pristine. And I take that staff and start chanting. Then I use my minor stuff of healing to cast the heal spell.
Okay.
With 3 actions, so it's an AoE.
Sure.
And the minor stuff of healing improves my healing by 1. When I use the AoE, you don't roll, I think. You just use your wisdom modifier.
+1.
So that's, +1. So that's a total of 3 in that case. So everyone gets healed by 3 hit points.
All right, then that's enough to stop them from dying. Some time passes as they eventually make the saves and they all get up. All 3 of the hyenas move in Tugar's direction. with their tails are down, they're whimpering, they're sniffing the ground moving up to you, and they're definitely making pains to not make eye contact with you as they move forward, just sniffing in your direction.
That's okay. I'm not one to hold grudges. Animals act on instincts, and that's something that Tugar understands very well. So he doesn't hold a grudge against them for following the instinct.
They appear to not be holding grudges either. They're just sniffing the ground and whimpering almost at your feet.
Kojax is a dwarf, and he's basically an animal too, so he's holding a grudge. And anytime they look at him, he just gives them like his glare and bares his teeth at them.
And they just like they're definitely gonna do this.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mr. Camel. The camel moves because it's polite.
I guess
oh my god! On the subject of camels, hang on. He hadn't died. Never mind. This camel is also healed. I had in my head that camel was dying, but we forgot about him. He's healed for 3. That camel has 13 damage. Chewie, your camel's a little beat up, but it's not afraid.
At least he's still alive.
Yeah.
I think that this is also a good moment to try my natural medicine feat.
Sure. How's that work?
Natural medicine is pretty much I roll a check and I do like all the naturey stuff, try to apply plants and things like that. It's pretty much like straight alternative medicine, you could say.
Ah, fair.
It's pretty much like medicine is usually based on the medicine skill check, but natural medicine is actually based on your nature check.
Ooh,
so
that's cool.
In that case, it's kind of different. Because at first I was like kind of confused because there's a battle medic feat and then there's natural medicine feat. And they both pretty much do like almost the same thing. So I was like kind of confused why the feat is there kind of twice.
That is weird.
But one is for nature and one is for medicine, and one works super fast, which is the battle medic. But it can also fail in a way that you can actually damage people, while the nature one takes longer, but it has no negative consequences if you fail.
That's fair. Okay, so with medicine, you can administer first aid, which would bring a dying creature to 1 hit point. Or with it trained, you can treat disease or poison. Neither of these seem to be applicable for anybody right now because they all have positive hit points.
Yeah, I know, because the feat works under it. It actually restores hit points.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
It's just like the medic, battle medic skill, which also the battle medic skill heals for I think 1d10, and the nature one heals for 1d8. I think. Let me quickly check.
Natural medicine. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Okay, I'm with you now.
1d8 plus wisdom modifier.
Alrighty, make it happen.
Yeah.
This takes 10 minutes for each thing you want to use it
I
on.
know. But I think we kind of need the time to
That's fair.
recover. I think a lot of people probably take some time to wake up and recover anyway, so I might as well use the time to attempt to heal people.
Sure.
Alright, let's first check. That's a fail. I probably should say in which order I do it.
Okay.
I guess because to see on whom it works. I guess I can do it several times. Just once it works, I can't do it again for 1 day. It only works once per day. But I think when you fail, it doesn't count towards that. I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
Let's check that real quick.
I'm looking at it now. It just says you can use this feat to heal a particular creature only once per day. So the 18, who did the 18 target becomes the question.
Yeah, I probably used that on our poor mage first because he was the most banged up. Okay. Sadly, that didn't succeed.
So it doesn't succeed, and it takes another. It takes.
It's probably because it's somewhat placebo, and he just doesn't.
Fair. And you can't do it. You can't do it for another 24 hours. It takes 10 minutes, and the medicine doesn't work the way it should. So we've got.
I mean, I have other ways to apply healing, but this one is one that doesn't use up resources, so I will do this one first.
Okay.
to preserve our resources.
Sure.
Okay, my bear friend is next.
Did Kovacs get hit?
I don't know.
I did not get hit a single time.
Okay.
So who would the 19
Alright.
go at instead?
Well, next one would be one of the hyenas. Oh no, actually, it would be the damaged
Camel.
camel.
All right, then the 19 fails as well. The placebo effect is in play today.
Yeah. Okay, next one is the alpha hyena.
Sure.
Let's see if I can get that one.
He is restored to full hit points. You get a little upset at the placebo effect, and by the powers of the green faith, you get some free positive energy, and the Hyenodon has taken no damage now.
Nice.
Hooray!
Okay, that's.
It looks actually as you do this, you administer to it, and it doesn't necessarily realize what happens because it's just a dumb animal, but it feels better. It understands you've done this. So as you have your hands on it, administering like salves to the bite marks you made, the hyena rolls over on its back and just starts like. You definitely recognize like it's trying to play with you. It's acknowledging you as the alpha. It's exposing its vulnerable bits to you.
The vulnerable belly,
Yeah,
squishy part.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You don't want to be bitten normally.
Absolutely. These two follow suit. The little hyenas here.
Let's see if we can heal the other hyenas too. What should we only be able to heal the hyenas?
That's how it's gonna be.
I mean, it's a kind of hard DC for me for now.
Yeah.
But I will get better over time, but
you gotta get at least
right
a
now
13.
it's still kind of hard DC.
Yes,
Nope.
it is. One more.
Oh no! Thank God there's no direct one.
Yeah.
But this one probably gets like itching or burning sensations from me messing up. At least it doesn't take damage.
You grab like poison ivy. It's a little.
Yeah.
This hyena doesn't like you quite as much. None of them are dying anymore.
Sorry. Well, I still have a lot of resource left, so let's do another. Let's do some more healing spells in AoE.
Okay, sure.
I have the heal spell, and for today I didn't use Endure Elements, so I actually have a lot of slots
Hooray.
for healing.
Okay, sure.
Because my level 1 spells are pretty much not useful for almost anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So I will use let's use all 3 slots for the heal spell, and always I use it in the AoE each time, so
Sure.
that's just 9 hit points for everyone on top of the 3 from before. So everyone in total gained 12 hit points.
Understood.
All right.
The bear warriors that fight were super effective.
Yeah, that was a very good fight. I thought you guys would just walk through these hyenas, but I feel like I was able to put up a fight. I brought the wizard down.
Yeah,
So
was
that-
squishy with it. That natural 20 stealth thing was really good for that fight.
A lot of clutch
Like
rolls
for the
today.
hyenas. Yeah,
Mhm.
to be able to get to the squishy target right away, I think that was pretty huge for the hyenas.
For sure.
They were able to put up a fight against everybody but Kojax.
Yeah, you tore them apart. That was
In
mean.
a single time and just kill.
Maybe the
Yeah.
barbarian rage. Well, I haven't seen you on the fatigue ground. That's when I'll make the call.
fair.
But
Yeah,
Also, he didn't have to tank the attacks from the boss creature.
that's very true. Okay, so about an hour passes, a little under an hour, as Tugar administers to the hyenas, who again have established that he is the new alpha. They some of the smaller ones try to play with you, and they nip at your hands and lick at your face and stuff, and jump up at you and things of that nature.
Well, since Tuga grew up under animals, he's probably joining in because this is pretty much like the socializing, and it's that kind of socializing that he actually is good at, not the socializing which people in cities do, which he has no idea of how that works.
Chewy Kovacs, what are you doing?
Hmm.
By the way, how's the Wizard in general looking when it comes to HP now? I think you gained 4 hit points from the potion, and now another 12. So
you'd
you're
be
like at
16
half?
out of 30.
Yeah. 16.
Kovacs is probably looking after the camels and making sure that they're all okay and like feeding them.
Okay, sure. They seem, one of them's a little beat up still. The other two are fine. They're a little skittish around the hyenas, especially the big one. But
yeah, Kovacs like puts himself in between the hyenas and camels so they feel safer.
okay. They respond to it. The hyenas are still a little, they're like, when they see you, they quickly look back at Tugar and start playing with him again.
All right. I think it's what's the time? Was it at the beginning of our travel, or would it make sense to hunker down and for the night?
It's still pretty early in the day. A couple hours have passed, mostly in travel and healing. The combat itself didn't take that long, as they never do. I guess combat's still in 6-second intervals. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I think we can take our new companions with us. Okay. They will probably keep other animals far away. A wizard might not be that happy because those hyenas are probably smelly. But that's what keeps the other animals away.
That's very true.
I trust you, Druid.
Yeah, I think I have these under control.
Okay, so in that case, about an hour passes as you guys pick your way through the thorny underbrush. The hyenas follow you, and it's not long before you get more flavor text from me. It's not long before the brush, brambles, and trees begin to recede and are replaced by a sandy flatland, which is bordered by the winding tributaries of a river. This river flows down from the slopes of Pale Mountain itself, cascading over a couple of small waterfalls, it's probably real pretty to see. The widest fork of this river passes to the north of the sand flats, most of which have been saturated with enough water to be packed really hard. The hyenas, when they reach the end of the brush that they consider their hunting grounds, they begin to whimper. They look around real nervous and uncomfortable as you guys begin making your way to the next part of the map, which I'll put you boys back on the overmap. You guys are about here now.
All right. I assume our next part would be moving up the mountain here?
Yeah, you want to end up like right here is where you're trying to get. I believe, right? There's no, well, I can look at Doomsday Dawn. It didn't, the B1, B2, B3 doesn't move with me when I move the picture over.
I'm not sure. I mean, there's also ways.
I lied. You're going here. This is where we're trying to get to.
This way?
You want to go like through here. The idea is move there and then cross the river and then up here to like where these two white spots are. That's where the tomb is supposed to be.
This way.
Yeah, that's the idea.
All right.
The hyenas again look really uncomfortable about moving on to the sand flats.
I think this is where we will part ways.
Okay. They trot off. I congratulate you guys on not using 2 CR1 and a CR... What was a hyena on again? A CR3 creature to fight your battles for, yeah. How would you like to proceed, boys?
How do we want to proceed? That's a good question. I think after this fight, we probably want to rush to our destination.
Okay.
We've wasted enough time.
Do we have a good way to get across the river, especially with these camels?
That's a good question. How wide and steep is that river? And how fast are the currents?
You guys are not entirely sure without checks. From where you're at, the river is just kind of like just a little small winding thing that you think they could probably ford, but as you get farther up, it may be a different story. I will say that what you guys think might be the bigger problem is when you end up like here, at which point you guys are literally climbing up the side of the mountain.
Okay.
When Robin told me he was playing a druid, I was like in the back of my head like, oh, if this dude took an animal companion, he's in trouble. You're fine. But had you brought like an actual bear, that bear would have a lot of problems climbing the mountain. The camels certainly, like, they're from Katapesh. They could make their way, and maybe even make their way back to the town you guys came from. It's gonna slow you down, definitely. But
I can get up there pretty easy. I have forms like apes at my disposal, or if I take one of the vermin forms, I can do spider.
Mm-hmm. Can you fly yet?
No.
Okay.
Aerial forms come later. I think they did it on purpose, at least in the playtest. They have in the spell limited which creatures you can pick.
Okay, that's fair.
And so far there was no flying form.
I see.
But I've seen an explicit spell for aerial forms.
Okay, that's fair.
So there's one spell that transforms you into a flying creature on purpose. So
okay,
not anymore the whole. Okay, I will turn into a bird because I can turn into a
because
animal.
you're a druid. Sure. Okay, yeah. Fair enough. So what you guys do with the camels between here and there is on you guys. For now, the sand flats await you. It's a couple miles of desert terrain.
Yeah, I think the camels will probably be happy without us. I assume they won't be able to climb this either.
Yeah, no, it's going to be difficult for them.
So we will have to say goodbye to them, at least for now. We can probably have them... I will try to make them understand that they are supposed to wait here until we return.
Okay, make an
check. It's not a bad place for them, since here's water and greenery. Mm-hmm. It's pretty nice for camels in general.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, they get it. The camels, all three with that 25, they just kind of bed down in the brambles that won't hurt them. You, by the powers of the green faith, well, I shouldn't assume you remember the green faith. By the powers of nature, you convey to them without having to like tie them up that they should sit and wait for your return. They do.
I noted down that I'm follower of Gotharast because that was the god of nature.
Fair enough. Okay. The wind blows gently across like the camel's brow, and they kind of sit down. They get it. Now, sandflats. What to do?
I actually, where the camels are, I'm going to tear off like a little bit of my whatever like rags I'm wearing and tie them around one of the camel's legs so that my scent is around here. So if those hyenas try to return, they'll smell me.
Smart. I like it. That's super good. Deal. That works without question. It smells a lot like you. You probably have never bathed. Works for me. All right.
At least not on purpose.
Yeah.
Sometimes you fall into a river and
it is what it is.
You can't help it.
Mm.
Okay, so then I guess we're just continuing on.
Up the mountain.
Now, are we trying to like? You guys said you wanted to move pretty fast.
I mean, we have a goblin wizard with us, so he's short, and he's not in physical top form. So I don't know how well we can get up the mountain, how fast.
Well, you guys do have that scroll of fly. You guys were given a scroll of fly by the order when you guys left the town, so that may be relevant. I think the slowest speed in the party right now is 25, with Chewie. I think. Is that correct? Okay. So you guys are moving a little slower now. You'll cover a little less ground in exploration mode. You're literally moving a mile less per hour. So it's going to take you about an hour to move through the sand flats, going just as fast as you guys can. Let's look at the exploration tactics page here real quick and see what we can do.
Yeah.
Other than
Probably
just
since
booking
we are
it,
new, it's probably nice to tell us our options.
we've got what we see. We got casting a spell, which is fatiguing, which is repeatedly casting the same spell and moving half your speed, which blah. Concentrating on a spell, covering tracks, defending, detecting magic, following tracks, hustling, if you guys want to book it. Investigating is a thing. Well, that's weird.
I mean, if we had lost a couple of days in the desert, we might be trying to hustle, but currently I don't think we are trying to hustle things.
It's
Or
half
are
your
we?
travel speed. Sorry, half your travel speed if you want to sneak, half your travel speed to like look for hidden doors and things. And otherwise it's wandering, which is moving at your travel speed, but you guys definitely aren't wandering.
Yeah.
We think the cultists are behind us right now, right?
Yeah.
You're a couple days ahead of them. You guys also
Yeah.
know the cultists are going to come from a different way than you are. You guys are going in the back door, which is super secret, but you have to get through all of this. They're going through the front door, which is like literally right off the main road, but they're going to have to fight through a labyrinth.
Okay. I think we should just get in there, and maybe even if we're able to get in like way before they do, then we can set a trap for them when they try and come in.
Okay. You definitely could.
I think we should just go at normal speed, or maybe hustle. How does that work?
Hustling is to do so. To hustle, you strain yourself to move at double your travel speed, which means your travel speed is 50, which means you could cover about 5 miles an hour, and it looks to be like you need a check to determine exactly how much desert you'd have to move through. But you're definitely moving way faster. But
the question probably is, would we arrive there today anyway, or would we only arrive there if we hustle?
So what happens is after 10 minutes of doing the thing, you gain the fatigued condition. When you're fatigued, the only tactic you can use is wandering, which means you can hustle for 10 minutes. Taking a significant break to catch your breath can allow you to continue onward, but because of this, when you're traveling for a long time, you'll sometimes need to use other tactics like wandering so you don't exhaust yourself. So the idea becomes math that we have to do. You would like 10 minutes of hustling, then you guys are wore out. There's no save, it looks like. Then you'd wander, or you could hustle for, I'll say like, you're normally moving at 25, hustling puts you to 50. You could end up moving about 35 feet by like jogging and then stopping to catch your breath and then jogging again and stopping. That kind of thing.
Because at first it kind of sounds like hustling is just something for like short
distances, yeah.
Yeah, short distances. Because the way it sounds is if you're exhausted after 10 minutes, and then you need to take a significant rest, that kind of sounds would be like if that rest is longer than 10 minutes, you just pretty much wasted.
Yeah, it seems to be just in like an exercise in futility because it would balance out, right?
It's pretty much like if you really need to GTFO. Like it's okay, we just need to like, I don't know, travel a few miles and we need to do it as fast as possible.
Then you would hustle, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not something you would do if you intend to travel for a longer period of time like we want to.
Correct.
So yeah, I guess we're just gonna wander.
Yeah.
Just wandering. No other actions. You guys like searching is a thing also, which normally means you're moving at half speed to like play Minesweeper. Essentially would be what that is.
Yeah, I mean, normally we would do that if we didn't know where it was, but we have a map, so we're just following the map to the secret back entrance. I think before we reach the place where the entrance is, and if we can't find it just because of the map, then we might start searching. But I don't think that we want to search while we're on the way, especially because there's pretty much like not really anything around, right?
More or less, it's just kind of looks like empty, like desert-esque terrain, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I wonder if the rulebook has anything about terrain. We're gonna take a look, see if there's anything we might have missed. Greater difficult terrain, blinded. Okay, it doesn't look like it. I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so we just want to just move down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alrighty, so then in that case, this targets... We're going to start with Kovacs's perception DC. An 18, does that break your perception DC?
Perception DC would just be whatever my bonus is.
As if you'd rolled a 10 on a perception check.
Yeah, that does.
Then this one targets Chewie. It's a natural 20. This one targets... Does a 29 beat Tugar?
Yes, it does.
Right. So as you guys make your way...
I think my passive perception is 16.
Oh, that is passive perception, isn't it? Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So as you guys make your way through the sand flats, you guys...
You're totally oblivious to whatever that is.
Yeah, pretty much. You... everybody can make a quick perception check, actually.
Okay. Let's do a straight up perception check.
An 11, an 18.
Well, that would at least beat the other 18, I guess, or at least tie.
You would see a thing. Chewie?
Rolling.
Chewie has... Ooh, Chewie critically fails, doesn't he?
No? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
Chewie fumbles.
Yeah.
Chewie fumbles. Kovacs fails. Tugar succeeds. You guys notice like a really strange-looking low mound in the sand flats as you're moving. Tugar. Let me get a survival check real quick.
All right. Now don't mess this one up.
Yeah, that would be bad. A lot of bad things. Chewie. Oh god.
15.
So 15 is not quite enough to identify it.
Good dang.
I hit Chewie with a critical, and then he fumbled. So a lot of bad things are about to happen to Chewie. The strange low mound begins to move, and Tugar can definitely identify that's some kind of creature, but he can't put it together. And it's around this time that all three of you... I have to check to see exactly how this works, because we're going to initiative.
I'm flexing my muscles.
And as you as you guys step through, you don't notice. I need to clear initiative because this trap has rolled awkwardly. Has rolled its stealth for initiative and also whether or not you saw it. So all of you have stepped in quicksand. The quicksand targeting Kovacs as an 18. Traps are weird. QC for quicksand Chewie, and quicksand not quite, but traps in Pathfinder 2nd Edition use the initiative. So I have a 31 targeting Chewie. I'm going first. 18 here. 29 targeting Tugar, and then I'm going to use the perception checks you guys rolled just now for initiative. So I should have added you guys. I don't know why I didn't do that. Kovacs and Tugar and Chewie. He's pretty chewy. He has proven that he is chewy.
Yeah. He's our encounter's chewing toy, it seems.
Yeah, pretty much. The fate of the wizard. Alright, Chewie's got an 8. Tugar's got a 18. Strictly better.
That's why I'm waiting for the higher levels for the wizard.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Bursting forth from the sand is... I guess I don't have flavor text in my bestiary, do I? Blah! Why not? I don't know. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. So... Oh, no, I don't. I have to... Okay, I'm gonna dig flavor text out of my Pathfinder bestiary, because this is something we've seen before. I won't say what it is, because that's kind of cheaty face. Well... Yeah, we have 15 minutes. I can go a little slower. This is going to be a weird place for the other 3 people in the party. I was hoping they'd come in a little later, but oh well, it is what it is. Let me pop you boys onto the map that's relevant here. Ba-bam, ba-bam.
Are the others here? What?
Are they?
What? It just sounded that way when you said it just now.
I mean, what I mean is like we're at 14 minutes until the session ends, so I imagine this is where they're going to show up next week. All 3 of you have hit quicksand, and this thing bursts forth from the sand. I
I
got
mean,
right
we
click.
only found the dogs of the gnolls, not the gnolls themselves.
Yeah,
So there was kind of nothing that we could go to and save people.
that's accurate. All right, bestiary. We'll figure it out. They're also in the quicksand.
Well, yeah, I was just about to say. I mean, hey, this is quicksand traps. Maybe that's where they are. Maybe these creatures. I don't know. Maybe do they have like cocoons where they store their food?
They probably do. God, I just want a description, but it won't open my bestiary. It's as if it knows I'm on a clock. All right, fine. I'll Google it. You can't. Well, no, I won't. It's just a big-looking insectile creature with mandibles bursts out of the sand as it rolls stealth for initiative.
It's pretty much like a giant sand line.
Yeah, pretty much. Why'd I roll physical dice? You guys get to see what happens. Oh, I had 7. 1d20 plus 7 equals its initiative, which is a 24.
Oh, dang.
It's mechanically...
You're rolling so well, Tommy.
I am. We're killing it. Now we get to figure out what happens with traps, because the traps are almost going before everyone. The quicksand is in the bestiary as a trap. Somewhere.
It's a trap.
Creature and hazard traits. Traps. Where are traps? Eddie's creatures by level, catalog of creatures. I'm just gonna Google quicksand. I'm gonna Control F quicksand. Because that's what's happening here. Desert, swamp, quicksand. Okay, cool. So the trigger is a huge or smaller creature walks onto it. That's happened. The triggering creature is pulled down into the quicksand up to its waist. That happens to all three of you almost simultaneously. Just down into the quicksand. On its initiative, the creature pulls down each creature within it. A creature that was submerged up to its waist becomes submerged up to its neck. Kovacs, Tugar, both just sink down immediately to your necks. On your guys' turn, you can attempt a check to swim to like raise yourself back up or move 5 feet if you're submerged up to your waist, which you guys aren't anymore. Of course, other things happen on critical failures. This thing here is going to begin moving towards you. We're not in difficult terrain anymore. This thing?
Up there. Huh?
It's a little. These maps are a little too big for what we need.
That looks nasty.
It's pretty nasty. All right, what's my speed? My speed's 25. Ooh, it has a burrow speed. I should have done that instead. Oh well. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 in Kovacs' direction. Tugar, neck deep in quicksand. What you got?
I will use my wild shaping again, my animal shape.
Already?
And
let me be entirely sure you can. I believe you can, but let me just double check here. You're neck deep. You're underwater, essentially. Yeah, you can do it.
Okay, because I want to turn into a snake.
Okay, sure.
Because I feel like that will probably make it a lot easier to move on top of the sand.
Logical.
Since also snakes have swim speed.
Ooh.
And you said that it's like swimming in the sand.
Oh man. Yeah, okay, you can definitely just pop out then. Because it's literally just a swim check with athletics to go out.
Alright, so I have a swim speed of 20, so I start moving out.
10 feet of your move speed gets you out with no problem. You just kind of slide right out of the quicksand.
Now I'm wondering, I don't have anything to hold on to, so because I kind of want to help out the others, but maybe I should try to instead keep that thing away while they try to get out themselves.
Makes sense.
So I think I will probably attempt that. I will do another 20 feet move up to that creature.
Alrighty. I get the
I have
feeling
no
you guys...
control again. So
there you go, 20 feet. I don't have reactions. I'll fix it before next time. Well, I might have a reaction. I haven't really looked at this guy yet. We'll see. What can I do? I don't have a reaction. Okay, cool.
All right, and I will attempt to bite it.
All right.
Also, by the way, I'm a poisonous snake.
Sweet.
So let's do that. Where was my attack roll? Oh. There we go.
A 15 misses.
Okay.
You're able to, like, your jaws get around this thing, but you can't quite pierce the carapace.
Yeah,
It looks
the
at you, and
tank
its
up
mandibles
there.
clack, and it hisses.
Well, at least I got its attention.
That's very true. Alrighty. Kovacs goes up to his... Because I had it wrong. QC is not Kovacs. QC is Chewy. The quicksand pulls Kovacs up to his neck, and it's his turn. Kovacs, what's up?
Okay, so how do I escape this again?
It's yeah, you're definitely quicksand is just like it's pulling you down. It's more or less water. You need to swim up. You feel like, which mechanically that's an athletics check.
I'm really good at that.
Yeah, you're the barbarian.
14.
Not good enough. You don't critically fail, so you're good. You try to like make your way up, but it feels like for every like 6 inches you pull yourself up, you go a foot down, and you just struggle against it using one action.
Yeah, I was about to say, you probably can try that several times on his turn.
Yeah, you definitely can.
Alright, I'm trying again.
Okay. Still not quite good enough.
Oh my, what are these rolls? A 5 and an 8.
Ugh.
Okay. One last try.
One last
All
try.
the things that oh, dang.
The barbarian
14,
just
17, 14.
cannot quite, struggling and screaming and almost roaring. Kovacs
Now
cannot
I fear for
quite.
the wizard.
I do too. It's his turn.
Well, actually, you have the flying thing if things get too bad.
Yeah, but he's neck deep in water. To break out a scroll, he could do it. We'd have to look stuff up. I don't know how that works. But what do you have right now, Chewy?
Spellcasting.
Okay, so athletics to get out.
Correct. Chewy, on the other hand, today has taught Chewy that he's very afraid to die, and he begins just frantically clawing and swimming, and he's able to get from high to like waist deep. It's gonna take one more action to move 5 feet out of your square. We've also, hang on 1 second, I need to do a thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have learned, I'll draw this in yellow, that these 4 squares are not quicksand. Right, isn't that correct? 5, 10, 15, 20, okay, I lied. The yellow line usually indicates no quicksand. A yellow X in a square, or like a squiggly like this, that looks so terrible. That square is quicksand.
Alright. So I need to get to the yellow squiggly line. That's not quicksand.
Correct. And you also don't know, like, this whole board is Minesweeper. Chewy's smart enough to realize that, like, he's fallen in and he's pulling himself out, but there's probably more quicksand all over the place.
You might want to, once you found a place that's not quicksand, you might want to stay there and use range combat.
Yeah, that's... So, what can I do to figure out what square is not quicksand?
Well, first you're still waist deep in quicksand and sinking.
Oh.
So it's one more athletics check to try to get yourself out.
One more.
Ooh.
Show the barbarian what's... Oh, nope, not quite good enough. You can't get the rest of your robes out. It's real difficult. You shouldn't have wore robes to this adventure. It's in the desert. It's survival checks. Wizard's bad. You can't quite figure it out. One more action.
I want to try to get out again.
Alrighty. And the 21 succeeds. You move 5 feet forward.
I can't believe that the wizard with the +2 manages to do it, and the barbarian with the +9.
Barbarian can't quite swing it. No. Alrighty. This goes off the initiative because there's no longer, and so does this one. So Chewy's made 3 actions. Now it's the thing you guys see the name of on the initiative, but you don't know what that means. It's gonna consult what it can do. I don't know what it can do. What can I do?
I can probably bite with those big mandibles.
I've never even used these in 1st edition. This is still... what do I want to do? I could just bite a bunch. I have that. Can I... Yeah, right now...
Need to start using normal monsters and not just those that are immune to magic and stuff like that.
I mean, this is a pretty normal monster. I've never had the need to
in your campaigns. That's why you don't know it.
Here you go. 17 to hit.
That's not good enough. My AC is still 22.
Alrighty, second
Even
attack.
when I'm a snake.
Actually, what it's going to do is it bites, it doesn't hit, and then it pulls its head back, and a gout of acid in a 30-foot cone.
Oh, God. Well, at least I think I'm the only one who's getting hit, or am I?
We're checking. I want to say a 30-foot cone is... And I have to draw this differently than yellow because it's relevant.
I shouldn't hit him.
And yeah, and Kovacs is too far away. So yeah, it's just you that needs to make me a reflex save? Yeah.
A reflex save. Alright, let me check. Reflex. Okay. That's actually my worst save. God dang.
You are the druid. After this monster is done, we'll probably call it a night here. That's a fumble. Oh man.
No.
All right, here we go. Double damage.
Double damage.
So this much.
That acid's hurting. I was probably about to bite it again, and, like, puked in my mouth.
27 points of acid damage, and I assume this is doubled. I could be wrong. 6 points of persistent acid damage as you are just like covered, not head to tail. You're a snake now with acid that burns.
That was 33 damage. Ouch.
And 6 damage every round.
10 of that is gone. Was temporary. Then there's still 23 left. So that was exactly half my hit points.
That's correct. Alrighty. This is where we're going to call it a night, guys. How even... You guys notice 3 other people are here in the quicksand. How did that happen? We don't know. What happens is all 3 of them mechanically somehow pass that athletics check, and their heads, all 3, just 1, 2, 3 out of the sand on a random part of the board. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you're watching us on Twitch, I'm sorry. By next week, I'll have faster internet, and I won't bog down my own stream. I'm still learning how to do the Twitch thing. I'll be able to reply to y'all and hang out and stuff.
You know what? I should have spent my hero point on that.
You can only spend it to cheat death, though.
Can't you can't re-roll things?
1 hero point is cheat death. 2 hero points is add modifiers to a check. 3 hero points is re-roll. The hero points all refresh down to 1.
Okay.
At the beginning of session.
I thought it was just like re-rolling a roll.
No, not anymore. They've been nerfed pretty hard, which I like because hero points they kind of feel like cheating. Anyway, be sure to check out Black Dragon Gaming on YouTube for, again, all of your Pathfinder 1st and 2nd edition needs. We've got your back. Be sure to subscribe to us on Twitch. All of our games are going to be played henceforth. We tried to play some Lordly Caliber last Thursday. It didn't pan out. The connection was bad. But what's today? Today's Friday. A House Divided will eventually move to Twitch soon. It's our Pathfinder Gestalt game. A Pathfinder Gestalt game for my patrons of Tier 7 who aren't Robin, who is the reason Doomsday Dawn is happening. They'll be playing a Pathfinder Gestalt... Yes, we're playing a Gestalt game.
I'm so tempted to join that.
I wouldn't say no. At 6 p.m. Central Time this coming Sunday, the Tale of 3 Dragons set in the Dragon Empire is going to be super sweet. But for now, we're signing off. Say goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. We'll stop the stream first.